All right, y'all. Shalom, shalom. Did I? Okay, it's right there. Hold on, y'all. All right, calm. All right, y'all. Let's get started. I cannot see nothing, y'all. Salakia. All right, let's brighten this up. Okay, let's see. I would like it like that. This color. Oh yeah, that's perfect. That's the statue.
Made up for 150,000 one-way streets. Oh, fuck that.
It seems like every city has their own little way of like having side roads and stuff.
And then they got a ton of neighborhoods, man. Like, you can't, I don't even know half the name of the neighborhoods, man. Yeah. And then, most segregated city in America.
Ain't that weird?
The third largest city in America is the most segregated city in America.
And yet, the resolve rate with crimes when black folks commit crimes is very high. But yet, for some reason, murder in Chicago is very low. That's why I think Esau the one doing them damn masks on and shit.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But y'all, let's sign in. All right, y'all. I want to say Kwam Yasharala and call Halal Yahal Bashim Yahweh. This is Sakari San Antonio. I'm Haya El. This is Brother
Asael.
and Brother Adalia. He's behind the camera. We're going to go ahead and get our lesson started for this week. We're going to address the issue with the drones that have been appearing all around the earth. Because right now, you got these devils over here in America. They're trying to portray this issue as if it's only happening over New Jersey or here in America. But you got so-called drones appearing not just over Langley Air Force Base, right? And I think Langley is up in North Carolina. It's up in that region.
Langley is here.
I don't think there's Langley here.
There's Langley Air Force Base right here. It's in San Antonio. It's called Langley.
You talking about Lackland?
Oh, that's Lackland.
You talking about Lackland? Yeah, you good?
You right.
Yeah, but
Lackland, yeah.
But you got drones that are literally coming off the ocean, right? There's accounts that over 50 drones, and remember, every time I say drones, put some air quotes around that shit, right? There's reports that over 50 drones came out the ocean, and people don't even know where they came from, and they're up to the size of a car, and people hear all types of strange sounds when they pass over. Their electronics go, bizarre and berserk.
Did you hear the buzzword that they use?
What they saying?
Yeah, from a mothership.
An Iranian mothership. Have you heard that? So they've also been saying that they've come from an Iranian mothership.
Yeah, right.
Right? So in other words, these devils don't know what's going on. Right? Because this stuff is happening all over the earth. But we're here today to let blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians know that all these drones, those are the chariots of the Most High God. Those are your brothers and your help. Right? And we're going to prove that in the lesson today. Brother, can you get Ecclesiastes 1 and 1 through 11? Slide. Right? Because the first thing I want to establish is that the same drones we're seeing today, they used to be called chariots of the Lord in the Bible. And they were seen in the days of old, just like they're seen today. And they were indicators of times to come. Go ahead and get it when you got it.
Ecclesiastes
1. Yes, sir.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1 and verse 1. The words of the preacher, the son of David, king in Jerusalem. Vanity of vanities, saith the preacher. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. What profit hath a man of all his labor which he taketh under the sun? One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever.
So why we're bringing this out is to let it be known that as the ages pass, right, it's all a big cycle. It's all a big circle. What our ancestors saw and experienced is what we see today and experience. Yes, things They appear different, but that's only because we don't remember the days of old. And that's going to be accounted for in verse 11. Keep going, brother.
Verse 5. The sun also ariseth, and the sun goeth down, and hasteth to his place where he arose. The wind goeth toward the south, and turneth about unto the north. It whirleth about continually, and the wind returneth again according to its circuit. All the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full. Unto the place from whence the rivers come, thither they return again.
So just like time and experience is a cycle or a circle, even the circuits of nature, the rain coming and going, the wind coming and going, the oceans ebbing and flowing, all of it is circular. It's a cycle. That represents the vanity that Solomon is talking about. Keep going, brother.
Verse 8. All things are full of labor. Man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun.
And that's what we're trying to stress to you. And when I say you, I mean the Israelites, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
That's right.
We're trying to stress to our people that the things of old are just the same as the things of new. There is no difference. I'll even go as far to say that you were during the times of old as well, if you understand regeneration in the Bible. Y'all got time for the Bible today, a couple minutes?
I'm good, thank you, man.
Now it says, right? But we're seeing all these things on the earth begin to heat up. And people are questioning, where are all these drones coming from? Where are all these UFOs coming from? And what does it mean for us? But I'm here to tell you, the brothers who put their nose in this book and study to show themselves approved, we know the answer to that question. That's a very easy quandary to answer, right? Keep going, finish it out.
Verse 10. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It hath been already of old time, which was before us. There is no remembrance of former things.
There is no what?
There is no remembrance of former things.
Finish it up.
Neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after.
So in other words, that all legends die. All things of the past cease to exist and are forgotten. Just know the only one keeping real count, keeping real score is the Most High. Everything is recorded, and everything is recorded for your salvation or for your destruction. Nothing is not accounted for. But as for the hearts and minds of men, we forget things. We lose track of things. We lose parts of our history, like the burning of the Library of Alexandria. That was the treasure trove of history, up all the way into the point of the Romans. And the Romans burned that. You know why? Because that was our record. We had immaculate records of world history, and it was destroyed. But even when you count life to life, you don't remember who you were in your previous life. None of these brothers up here have been gifted with the memory of who they were before time. Even Yahushua didn't speak too liberally on himself in terms of who he was in the past. Because if you read the book of Luke, when you read the genealogy of Yahushua, it says that he was Adam, the son of God. So he too is a product of regeneration. But let's go into this lesson a little bit deeper. Brother, can you get me Deuteronomy 32 and 1 through 9? Right? Because we are now a corrupt generation, more so than our forefathers. And as a result of being a corrupted and decayed generation, we have to look back to the ways of our fathers as best we can. Because that is going to direct us back to our power, which is the Most High God. Go ahead and get it.
Is that 1 through 9?
Yes, sir.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, from the top. Give ear, O ye heaven, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. My doctrine shall drop as the rain, my speech shall distill as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herb, and as the showers upon the grass.
Time for the Bible today? A couple minutes? Sure. Okay. Do you believe in the Bible?
Yeah.
Okay. I have a question. Does God have a chosen people in the Bible? isn't it? Now, that's in the spirit because we're in Deuteronomy 32. Go ahead and go up to verse 7 and read to 9.
This book of Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee, thy elders, and they will teach thee. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
Did you hear that? So not only did God separate the people, he set the number of the people according to the number of the Israelites.
Right.
And it also says in verse 9, it's right here, that the Lord's portion is his people, who are the Israelites. So I have to ask you again, does God view everybody the same?
Oh, no, he doesn't view everybody the same.
Okay. So does he have a chosen people?
I guess he does, the Israelites.
Right.
right.
So who are the Israelites today?
Not me.
Well, who are you? Are you Hispanic by chance?
Not me.
Well, no, that's your religious disposition. I'm asking about who your father is. Is he like a native Hispanic? Is he like German, Irish?
My father's Russian.
He's Russian?
I'm Russian.
Okay, well, you are what your father is, right? And Russia is a nation. Who are the people who live in Russia?
I haven't been home in years.
Can I show you something that's going to blow your mind? Do you know about a group of people called the Abkhazians? Now, this is to my camera. When people say that they're German, Swedish, Russian, you have to know who these minority groups are in these nations. Because if you don't know who they are, you would think Russia is just full of so-called white people. And it's not.
Oh, it's not.
But I want to show you, people who look exactly like me were the ones who built up Prussia. Remember the pre-Soviet era? Remember, you know, the big black hats y'all wear that have the big woolly hair on them? Where y'all got that from?
I told you, I've been here in the United States.
Okay, I'm just making you think. Because whenever you get home, you're going to try to look up some of this stuff to see if I'm telling the truth. That's exactly what I want you to do. I want to show you these people. Because, again, my people are everywhere.
That's right.
And we built up everyone's nation. These are Caucasians. You see that woman right there? You see those the black men with the big furry hats?
Oh, yes, I know.
That's where y'all got that from. You got it from us, because we were the original rulers of Russia. People like Peter the Great, Ivan the Terrible, those were us. Why do you think Peter the Great was renowned for being almost 7 feet tall, being able to bend steel with his bare hands, and he dove into the water to save some of his troops from drowning while they were building and doing constructive processes? That was us. The white man doesn't have that spirit in him to be a king and dive into the water to save his own people. He'll let them die. He'll let them die and drown. You know that. We're out here, sister, to let blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians know that we are the Israelites of the Bible.
That's right.
And there's a reason why everywhere you go around the earth, so-called black and Hispanic people are treated like garbage. Because we are under the curses of the Bible.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I do notice your shirt says spellbound.
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay, you're not into witchcraft or anything?
No, I didn't even think.
Okay, I'm just asking. Let's just ask.
Somebody give me the shirt and I just put it on.
Okay. So can you give me Ecclesiastes 12 and 13? Because I just want you to know before you go, sister, that if you call yourself loving the Most High God and keeping His commandments, there's a good chance that you would be an Israelite. Because with your fathers being from Russia, I can't say what you are for certain. But if you call yourself loving the God of the Bible, whose name is Yahweh, not God, God is a title, right? If you call yourself loving Yahweh, you will do this one thing. Wait.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man.
So we're supposed to be fearing God and keeping His commandments. How many commandments are there? Some say 10, some say 12. Now what if I told you both those answers are incorrect? There's 613 commandments.
You know, I do know there's a lot more, but you know, by this and that. I go by Catholic rules, I go by Baptist rules, but as far as I know, I'm atheist because I do not go to church.
Okay.
I've learned all this stuff a long time ago in England.
Give me Acts 7:48. Oh, keep going.
But you know, I've just not been into. I was in the church.
No, you're fine. He's recording right here, and the camera's showing this way, so it's not getting your face.
But no. And then I took a job at the casino, and I fell out of church. What I'm telling you is, you know, that's just a flip down to life to know. I was in this, and I don't get to go here no more because I got to work every day that church was open.
I understand. Now, what if I told you God is not in the church?
Oh, he's not though.
I can prove it with the Bible, though.
Oh yes, I know.
Well, I'm going to read this to you real quick. Get that for me, brother.
The book of Acts, chapter 7 and verse 48. Howbeit, the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, as saith the prophet.
So the Most High God is not in the church. That's why, since you've been standing here, we've read more out of the Bible than usually a whole service in the church. God is among his people, right? So if you want to know more about the Bible and how to keep the commandments, that's how we're going to test your spirit to see if you're an Israelite. If you want to walk off without knowing the name of God and his son, you might be needed. But it's up to you to decide. All right? But we'll be here for the next couple of hours. If you got questions, let us know, all right?
All right, thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Y'all have a great day.
You too. Be safe. All right? Let's go back to Deuteronomy 32. And this is to my camera. This is why it's important to understand that all the nations of the earth have a common foundation, and that is the Israelites built it up. That's the common foundation. So when you have somebody come up to you saying that they're Russian or saying that they're from a nation that usually means it's full of white folks, you have to study to show yourself approved so that you understand who you're talking to. Because I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of people who are trying to come home. And they're coming home like a prodigal son after being gone for a great while. They've squandered their wealth. And most people think I'm talking about money and material possessions. I'm talking about your countenance. The very physiology of your body is wealth. Because the white man would give anything to be able to dunk from the free throw line. He'd give anything to be able to run a 4 flat for the 40-yard dash. He'd give anything to be able to do what you do, Jake. But he can't do it. You know why? Because you're better than them. You're special. You're God's portion, as we read. And we're going to read it again in Deuteronomy 32. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm going to fix it. You got it? All right. Brother's going to fix the camera real quick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know. I tried to do it, man. I ain't worried about it. As long as you get the words, man, I'm good. Right? Go ahead and let's start at 32 and 1 again. Actually, you can start at 7.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee. Thy elders, and they will tell thee.
So we're supposed to be asking our elders for the pathway forward. On the way to camp today, I was listening to a woman talk about how America is so ass backwards when it comes to being able to raise your kids, spend time with your family. She was an Afghani woman who was a first-generation immigrant over here. And she was crying into the camera talking about, I don't know how you mothers do it. Most of you raise your kids alone. You work alone. You have to clean alone. Your husband's not even there. And she was talking about how bad it was while her husband was present, saying he only hangs out with the family for about 30 minutes, and then he goes to sleep because he's exhausted. But America's an out and open-air prison. So when you understand where you're at while living here in so-called Babylon, you'll realize that this place is not our rest. And that's why everybody who comes here, they have the same complaints. And that is, this place feels like a slave colony. Right? Go ahead and read the next verse, and that'll be it. Actually, read tonight.
Verse 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
So we are the Most High God's portion. We are his inheritance. Right? And we are that same inheritance that he has given to his son, so that he may be king over us and over all the earth. Got time for Bible, brother? A couple minutes? If I was a big booty white woman, would you talk to me? No? Y'all got time for Bible today? A couple minutes? Now I'll say it. I say it every week. if I was a white man handing out checks, pamphlets, and ham sandwiches, you niggas would be lined up from here all the way down the Riverwalk. But because I want you to listen to the words of the Bible, you hard-headed Negroes are going to walk down this street and you going to pay for it. Again, there's a lot of things going on where we don't have distinct answers for. And the white man is starting to tell you out and right, I don't have the answers, and I also ain't got no money, and the store shelves are going bare, and I don't know what to do. You know, I always say this, man. You know, the Monopoly dude, when he run out of money, he got his hands up like this with his pockets turned out. That's what the white man doing. He's saying, I ain't got the juice no more. But the men of the Lord are out here to tell you that blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, and the Negroes of Africa, like those of the Kikuyu tribe and Uganda. You even got people who are any other victims of the sub-Saharan slave trade in Africa. Most of them who are of Negroid origin are Israelites, right? Because a lot of our African brothers and sisters, they'll walk by and use that as an excuse. They'll say, well, I'm not like the rest of you niggas. Meanwhile, you got Germans, Belgians, French over there kicking their ass. Got the nerve to look down on us, but they over there simping to the fucking white man. I know. I know, because they think we just some dumb niggas who don't read books. See, I used to go out with a Nigerian woman, and all her Nigerian family told her not to deal with me on that very basis, because they think we're stupid. But see, the reality is we're the only ones who really know what's going on, because we're in the belly of the beast. That's why all these different Israelite nations across the earth, well, we're a majority, I'll say, because they're not Israelite nations. But everywhere we have a majority, a lot of times we're confused. When the French come in talking about, hey, we got a deal for you, our people often take it because they don't know how this white devil get down. But here in America, we know damn well how the white man get down. He offer you a deal on the front end, he stab you in the back on the back end. You got time for the Bible system? Thou say. You know what I'm saying? I bet if I had some free carnitas, you stop. Yeah, buddy. Piping hot. Again, our people are wise to do evil, man, but to do good, they have no knowledge. And it's sad, because she'll be talking about Dios mío when somebody in her family is dead or dying in the hospital. I know this because all blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians do the same thing. We turn our backs on God, things go poorly, and then we turn back to God going, where you at? Why ain't you helping? Not understanding God is the reason why you're in that lowest state, because your ass is hard-headed and you won't listen. But either way, let's keep going. Go ahead and get to Amos 9 and 8. And we're going to come back to Amos 9 because this is but a verse out of the pericope that I want to pull, but we're going to pull it now because it's very important that we understand a very important point of judgment with these drones. Right? Because again, it's no longer being said that the Most High God liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of Egypt. Nobody's talking about those things anymore. But they're going to be talking about the judgment that's going to befall the whole earth. That's going to be on the lips of men for time immemorial when it takes place. Give me 9 and 8. Shalom, shalom. Hey, brother, we hug around here, man. How you doing? Yeah. But this is Brother Adalia. You have to say your name again. I say it. There. Right. This is Brother Amon. I didn't know he was coming, man. I thought this brother was trucking around America. Oh, praises. Now, this is to my camera. To you niggas who have excuses about coming to camp, this brother been driving around America, just got in last night. He's still at camp, man. Still out here doing the work. That's what it's about, doing this work. So I'm going to tell you, man, the things that are going on today, people got a lot of uncertainty. But the one thing we know for certain is that our God is here for us, for the Israelites, and no one else. And I see that white woman over there smiling, shaking her head. Yep, for us, not for you. And you going into slavery. And we going to walk you like you walking your dog on a leash.
That's right.
It's going to be a good time. But yeah, go ahead and give me Amos 9 and 8.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 9 and verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord God are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth. Saving that, I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord.
Now, those people might think what I said was hate speech, but what we just read doubled down on what I just said. The Most High God going to destroy all these nations, but he's not going to make a full end of his own children, the Israelites. Now, I have a question. How can you destroy a nation that's already destroyed? Because last time I checked, blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, the world over, we in the ghettos, the favelas, the barrios, we're in the lowest state all over the earth. So we need to be redeemed and we need to be saved.
That's right.
But we're being saved out of the very same hands of the people who put us in that lowest state. And that's why I can say with confidence that when the Messiah comes back, he's only going to save his people. Because we're the only people who need saving. Right? Can Ahmad give me Psalm 104 and 6? And then Asael. I'm going to get it right now. Give me Psalm 68 and 17. Right? Because we're going to have to come to understand in these latter days, or the current days, I'm going to say the latter days, right? Because we ain't got too many of them to go. But we're going to see these chariots more and more and more. And eventually they're going to start getting involved, right? There's already reports of people saying that chariots have come down and basically parked themselves in front of them. And they look very, very strange. Most people, when they're looking at a chariot, they don't even know they're looking at one. They're thinking they're just looking at something strange that came out the sky, not understanding that that is a vehicle in which the angels travel. Go ahead and get it when you got it.
Psalms 104, verse 6.
Nope.
Thou coverest it with the deep as with a garment. The water stood above the mountains. At thy rebuke, they fled. At the voice of thy thunder, they hasted away. They go up by the mountains. They go down by the valleys, unto the place which thou hast founded for them. Thou hast set a bound that they may not pass over, that they turn not again to cover the earth. He sendeth the springs into the valleys, which run among the hills.
Now, this is talking about the exploits of the Most High. But with every builder, every engineer, every artificer, they have a certain tool by which they accomplish their work. And we're going to read some more of the Most High God's accomplishments, and then we're going to come face to face, scripturally speaking, with the hand by which the Most High God did this work. Keep going, brother.
They give drink to every beast of the field. The wild asses quench their thirst. By them shall the fowls of the heaven have their habitation, which sing among the branches. He watereth the hills from his chambers. The earth is satisfied with the fruit of thy works. He causeth the grass to grow for the cattle, and the herb for the service of man, that he may bring forth food out of the earth, and wine that maketh glad the heart of man, and oil to make his face to shine, and bread which strengtheneth man's heart.
Now, remember when Yahushua said that we are much more important than many sparrows? He talked about how one day the grass grows and it's green, and the next day it's dead and it's cast into the fire. The angels accomplish all these things because the Most High God has spoken it to be so. You don't put a single morsel of food in your mouth without the Most High God going, let it be done that way. Let this person eat. Because I'm going to tell you, you see a lot of people, if you drive around any city in America, the Most High God is saying, not him, and not her. A lot of people ain't eating like that out here. A lot of people living on the streets. But that's all by the decree of the Most High God. Keep going, brother.
The trees of the Lord are full of sap. The cedars of Lebanon, which he hath planted, where the birds make their nests, as for the stork. The fir trees are her house. The high hills are a refuge.
That's all I need. That's all I need. Go back up to 3 and read 3 through 4 again.
Verse 3. He layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters. Who maketh the clouds his chariot?
His what?
Who maketh the clouds his chariot?
So the Most High God's chariot or his vehicle are what appear to be clouds. A lot of times you look up in the heavens, you'll see what they call a lenticular cloud. It's a cloud that has a very peculiar shape. It looks like a UFO, a flying saucer. And what the white man has tried to tell us is that these are clouds that develop near mountainsides. You know, the air goes up the mountain, it takes the moisture, and then it creates this cloud. But now we're starting to see lenticular clouds where there are no mountains. Now we're seeing bizarre clouds that have rainbows embedded in the cloud structure. We're seeing them all over the earth. Keep going, brother.
Who walketh upon the wings of the wind, who maketh his angel spirits, his ministers a flaming fire. Keep going.
Read that next verse and that's it.
Who laid the foundations of the earth, that it should not be removed forever.
So these very same ministers, these chariots of flame or fire, these are the parties, or the people, right, by which the Most High God orchestrated creation. And we know that when we read Genesis 1:1, where it says God created the heavens and the earth. But if you go into the word God there, it's the word Elohim or Elohim, and that's plural. You do a little other searching, go into the book of Colossians, book of Hebrews, you'll quickly find that Yahushua is the only begotten in the first creation of the Father. He did everything else. So what this is saying here is that through Yahushua and the angels, all these things we read in Psalms 104 is accomplished. This is something that we have to remind our people of constantly. The Most High God already did his part in creation. He created his son, and he gave him the power to say, hey, go do everything else.
That's right.
That's why when we're trying to talk to our people about who God is, a lot of times they don't have the first frame of reference, because they're thinking God is this nebulous concept where you could just say that's God and that's the devil. But you got to understand, everything works together for the benefit of the Most High God. But there are many more actors in this story, and we're going to see more about these chariots with this lesson. Go ahead and read that.
16 and 17.
Yes.
Book of Psalm, chapter 68 and verse 17. And it reads, the chariots of God are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them as in Sinai in the holy place.
Now, this is saying the Lord is among them, but it's not all caps. So that means it's not necessarily talking about the Most High, but there is a figure of immense authority and position among these angels. I wonder who that figure is. We're going to read Acts 1 a little bit later in this lesson, and that's going to tell you who that figure is. Because the last time we saw Yahushua on earth, he got taken up into one of those very same chariots, where he remains to this day until he's given the direction to come back and return and redeem his people. But, brother, I say, if you give me Amos, give me 2 Thessalonians 1 and 6 through 12. And Brother Amon, can you give me Revelations 12 and 7 through 10? Yes, sir.
This is the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 6.
Bring it up.
See, it is a righteous thing with God to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. And to you who are troubled, rest with us, when the Lord Jesus shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels.
So this is Paul saying that to those who trouble you, those who put you in slavery, those who brutalize you, it is a righteous thing with God for them to be requited in the same manner, right? And then he goes on to say that those who are troubled, rest with this truth. Rest in the service of the Most High, right? Keep going, brother.
Verse 8. In flaming fire taking vengeance on them that know not God, and that obey not the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ,
Keep going.
who shall be punished with everlasting destruction from the presence of the Lord and from the glory of his power.
So when it says at the end of verse 7, right, when it talks about Yahushua being revealed with the angels, and then talking about the punishment and the judgment that they force or foist on the world, right? This is why our message is becoming more dire by the week, because we see the prophecies leading up to the final day of visitation.
Right.
We see them all falling down like dominoes. And we're trying to tell our people when Yahushua returns, it's not going to be a white man with a bunch of naked children handing out PS5s and housing vouchers. He's going to be back on strictly business. You got time for the Bible, brother? A couple minutes for the Bible?
I'm already late.
All right, brother. Be safe out here, man. Keep going, brother.
Verse 10. When he shall come to be glorified in his saints, and to be admired in all them that believe, because our testimony among you was believed in that day.
Hold on. I just noticed something. The KJV 1611 doesn't have verse 10 or 11. 9, 12. Yeah, read it all the way through. I'm just saying. 9, 12.
You gotta look into that.
Yeah, we gotta look into that. I didn't even know that was missing. All right, all praise. But keep going, brother. Yeah, just reread 9 again. And then...
Verse 9. Who shall be punished with everlasting destruction from the presence of the Lord and from the glory of his power, when he shall come to be glorified in his saints, and to be admired in all them that believe, because our testimony among you was believed in that day. Wherefore also we pray always for you, that our God would count you worthy of his calling, and fulfill all the good pleasure of his goodness and the work of faith with power, that the name of our Lord Jesus Christ may be glorified in you, and ye in him, according to the grace of our God and the Lord Jesus Christ.
So this is Paul sending admonishment to the Thessalonians, and this is the second letter, right? And on one hand, he's congratulating them, letting them know for them abounding in the faith, but then on the other side, he's letting them know, amen, the final judgment is coming in the form of our Messiah. And those of you who are found diligently keeping the laws and doing service to the Most High God are going to be rewarded. But those who are wicked and fall off, amen, you're going to get your just due, right? And that's why we're out here to give our people this reminder constantly to get right, to turn back and repent. Got time for the Bible, brother? Man, it's a shame, bro. No, so go ahead and say it, man. If you don't, I will, man. I mean,
You got his parents and shit. Sure.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like Jake bugged out, man. If only the camera could have seen it. This nigga walk around in hot pants and they're pink. Nigga got on coochie cutters, man. It's a damn shame. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's Jake. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, man, Jake on this homosexual shit, not understanding. We're telling our people, you gonna die in your sins if you don't repent. You know, but brother, go ahead and get what you got.
Revelations 12, verse 7.
Bring it up.
And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought against his angels, and prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven.
So this is an example of the very same judgments that we're talking about. Because when Michael stands up for the children of Israel, you know the day of Jacob's trouble has already come, and we're well into it. It's going to get so bad that the angel under Yahushua has to stand up to defend us. And that very same angel is going to lead the legions of angels against Satan and his angels. Now, who are Satan's angels? Because all angel means is messenger. Who are the people who come in the spirit of Satan telling you, you can do as thou wilt. You can do what you want. See, most people don't even understand. That's the first tenet of Satanism. These very same people are who you call white folks today. They're the Edomites, right? But go ahead and get that. Actually, how you doing, brother? Y'all got time for the Bible today? A couple minutes?
No, not right now.
Not right now? Well, are you Mexican by chance?
Honduras.
Honduras? So you're likely from the tribe of Zebulon in the Bible. Y'all are Israelites. That's right. Y'all are special, okay? All right, just know, serve God and keep his commandments, y'all. It's gonna matter. All right? See, again, that's why we got to be on these corners, man. We calling ourselves black. We're saying we're Honduran, Guatemalan, Mexican. Those are all names that the conquistadors put on you. The white man. And you could call any white man a conquistador. Because all conquistador means is conqueror. The white man is a worldwide conqueror. And everywhere he went, he did it through lies. What's that word? Subterfuge? Well, subversion, but it's I'm sorry? Broken trees. There's a word for it. Where basically like it's subterfuge. Let me look it up. And I'm gonna read the definition of it. Because when you understand that all the things that the white man does has a word for it. When you realize that he has a literal SOP behind how he governs the planet and how he took it over. Once you understand his modality of operation, you will stop falling for his lies and his tricks. Subterfuge, deception used to achieve an end, a deceptive stratagem or device. And this is a personal tip to my camera. This is why reading the dictionary is important. Because you are currently wielding the language of your oppressor. You need to know what's being said around here. Because a lot of times you'll have words being exchanged and you'll have your personal accounting or understanding rather than knowing what the words mean, so you know what they mean from their own perspective. Because the white man uses subterfuge, deception, subtlety to basically subjugate the nations. Yes, his blessing is the sword, but he's not strong enough to wield it and just go into battle and dominate you. Right? That's why you see here in America, Gad was giving the white man hell. Because the way the white man used to fight war, he would group up together and he'd have one unit in front kneel down, another one come to behind them, and then basically after they fired their volley, they would get out the way and the next wave would fire theirs, and they would spend about 2 minutes reloading their guns. See, most people don't realize until the invention of the revolver, the Native American, the Tainos, they were killing the white man in droves.
Guerrilla warfare, that's why.
Guerrilla warfare.
That's where they got it from.
That-
Easy work.
Yeah, that's why camouflage,
Yep.
tactics of war, all of that was stolen from our people
Right.
and then used against us,
Right.
right? But that goes to show that blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, we are the lifeblood of this planet, right? But can somebody go ahead and grab, give me Isaiah 66 or 4 through 5, and then Amon, can you give me 66, 15 through 22?
Yeah, 66. You going to finish that up?
Well, yeah, how much you want? Yeah, finish that.
Revelations 12 and 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, Now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night.
Wait, he accuses us what?
Day and night.
He accuses us before God day and night. That's the reason why he puts pork in your toothpaste. That's the reason why he has you work on the Sabbath. That's the reason why he makes it very, very difficult for you to even learn who you are, let alone that you're the real Israelites of the Bible. Because he knows, if I could just keep you from your God, you have no power. He knows that. The book of Judith even tells you that the nations are aware that when you don't keep the commandments, they get to dominate you. Yeah, go ahead and hold it. Go ahead and hold it. And read to 13. Come. I'm going to get that next.
Verse 11. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. And they loved not their lives unto the death. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil has come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And when the dragon saw that he was cast onto the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child.
So the woman in this vision represents Israel. And the child that she had represents Yahweh Shah. You need to understand something. The fall of this white man is going to force him to go back to his old habits. And notice it says that the real servants of God love not their lives unto death. You're supposed to be willing to die serving the Lord. That's why everybody talking about, I'm late, I got something to do, not today, I don't want to talk to you niggas, I'm going to pretend like you don't exist. Hey man, it's all the same answer, it's a no. You're going to pay for that shit one day, right? But Back to that point we made about these nations knowing that they can subjugate us if they would just keep us from our God. Let's read the proof of that. Go ahead and get it.
The book of Judah, chapter 5, and verse 18. It's like it, verse 17. And it reads, "And whilst they sinned not before their God, they prospered, because the God that hateth iniquity was with them. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs. And the temple of their God was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemy."
So this is talking about us being thrown down into a low estate. They destroyed our temple, they defeated us in battle, and they took us into slavery, right? Now, let's see how all this came to be. Because we're supposed to be the mightiest people on the planet, God's portion. How is it that we're being thrown down so egregiously and taken into slavery? Keep going, brother.
But now they are returned to their God, and are come up from the places where they were scattered, and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and seated in the hill country, for it was desolate.
Keep going.
Verse 20, "Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them."
So this is talking about the time by which Cyrus, king of Persia, he sanctioned us to build the second temple. These are all the heathen coming together, attempting to come up with a plan to stop us. These words are being spoken by an Ammonite named Achior, Ammonite being today's Japanese. And he's sitting among a rainbow coalition of heathen who aim to make war against us. And he's letting them know that we've come up to build our temple. And he's also letting it be known that if there's any error in us, in terms of us serving our God, that it would be to our ruin. So that's the acknowledgement that if we are not on God's program, we cannot win a war, we cannot dominate our enemies, we cannot secure our borders, we have no sovereignty, right? But go ahead and read this next verse, brother, and we're going to let y'all know that when we do keep God's commandments, a very particular status is bestowed upon us.
Verse 21, "But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them, and their God be for them, and we become a report, a reproach before all the world."
Read that next verse. I want people to see how the heathen thought of his words after saying them.
"And when Achior had finished these sayings, all the people standing round about the tent murmured, and the chief men of Hophernes, and all that dwelt by the sea, by the seaside, and in Moab, spake that he should kill him."
So, because he revealed that really it's not up to the strength of your nation, the number of your troops, the wisdom of your king, the perceptivity of his advisors and his war strategists, all that is nothing in the face of God. All it comes down to is, are they obeying God or not?
Right.
It don't matter if there's one nigga all by himself. Is he keeping God's commandments or not?
Right.
And we have examples of that. Samson killed 1,000 men by himself. King David would kill tens of thousands of men by himself. But what was the common thread between all these men? They kept God's commandments. So when their enemies came a-calling, God was there to say, not today. Take your ass back to the crib. And usually you had to carry some dead bodies with you. That's how God worked, right? When it comes to these heathen.
Terrible power.
The great and terrible power, right? So that's the proof that we give to our people to let them know there is a efficacious element to keeping God's commandments, and that is you will be defended from your enemies, right?
That's
Go
right.
ahead and get that in Isaiah for me.
It's Isaiah 66, verse 15. "For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many."
Now he gonna kill a few people. Read again.
The slain of the Lord shall be many.
Nah, God love everybody. He ain't gonna kill a single soul.
Shall be many.
So God gonna kill a lot of people. Y'all got time for the Bible today?
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Have a good day.
Thou sayest, man. Read that verse again. Read it again, man.
For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh.
Y'all don't know what that fire is. Y'all thinking it's a literal flame. Meanwhile, Vladimir Putin is saying we about to bomb the shit out of America with thermonuclear bombs. That's the fire that we're talking about. Keep going, brother.
And the slain of the Lord shall be many.
And a lot of you hard-headed ass blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, you gonna die.
That's right.
You gonna die calling on the God that you never had time for. You gonna die calling on the same God that you wouldn't listen to. And I'm gonna tell you, you don't get that big without eating pork. I'm gonna tell you. I'm going there. You know what I'm saying? When your sin is on your countenance, I'm going there. Especially when you say you ain't got time for God. Meanwhile, every time you get into a tight spot in your life, you calling on God, the same person you don't want to listen to. I'll say it like this, man. If you get offended enough to throw hands after we get done fighting, I'm gonna read the fucking Bible to you. I wish our people would get mad enough to want to throw hands so somebody in the background can read the Bible while we diffuse the situation. We just trying to keep you around this word that's going to give you life in these times of darkness. Meanwhile, our people have every excuse to do something else, not understanding that you're going to have nothing to do likely come next year. I'm not saying it specifically, but if you see everything that's lined up to fall down in quick succession, you won't be planning on traveling to other countries next year. Yeah, you ain't gonna be planning on doubling your 401k or retiring or maximizing your stock options. All of these, this is vanity.
Right.
That's why we read in Ecclesiastes 1 at the beginning of this lesson. All of these things are vanity. They come and they go and they repeat again. But the thing that will not repeat again is this final judgment. And it's a shame that our people, they can't be bothered to be prepared for it. But go ahead and keep going, brother.
Verse 17. They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh.
Eating what?
Eating swine's flesh.
So eating pork. Those who are eating pork, you got something coming to you. Keep going, brother.
And the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord. For I know their works and their thoughts. It shall come that I will gather all nations and tongues, and they shall come and see my glory. And I will set a sign among them, and I will send those that escape of them unto the nations, to the Tarshish, Pul, and Lud, that draw the bow, to Tubal and Javan, to the isles afar off, that have not heard my fame, neither have seen my glory, and they shall declare my glory among the Gentiles.
How is the Most High God going to send for all these nations? When they gather in the Valley of Decision, Armageddon, when we're taken back to our land and given glorified bodies, and then we're turned loose on these damn heathen to destroy them, they're going to see the glory of the Lord in his people. Keep going, brother.
And they shall bring all your brethren for an offering unto the Lord out of all nations, upon horses, and in chariots, and in litters, and upon mules, and upon swift beasts, to my holy mountain Jerusalem, saith the Lord, as the children of Israel bring an offering in a clean vessel into the house of the Lord.
Now, what is this clean vessel that's being spoken of here? If you understand the procession of events according to prophecy, when we're returned to the land, we're going to come up under the new covenant. And you cannot be in one of these corrupt vessels and enter into the new covenant. The Most High God is going to give us that celestial flesh, the same flesh that Yahushua now has. Because he is the first fruit that's been redeemed out of the gatherings of man, I'll say, out of the tribe. What you got? Okay, go ahead and hold it for 1 second. We're going to finish it real quick. Read to 22. Go ahead and get it.
And I will also take of them for priests and for Levites, saith the Lord. For as the new heavens and the new earth, which I will make, shall remain before me, saith the Lord, so shall your seed and your name remain.
And that can't happen if you die and are forgotten. Remember how we said there's no remembrance of things past? But if you got a new vessel that don't die, guess what? You ain't gonna forget nothing. So it's all hand in hand. Get what you got, brother?
The book of Colossians, chapter 1 and verse 18.
Get that.
And he is the head of the body. Salakia, he is the head of the body, the church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he might have preeminence.
So this is talking about Yahushua. He's the head of the Israelites. He's the firstborn, as we just said, the first fruit of the Most High God. And we are to follow him upon his return, should we be counted worthy. But in order to make sure that we're counted worthy, we're out here to let the Israelites know that we are the people of the Bible, blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians.
That's right.
We are God's chosen.
That's right.
And to keep God's commandments. Right? See, that brother, he stood and listened. But if they got time, I hope they come back and stand right here. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to tell you, when Yahushua come back, he ain't going to accept the excuse, well, I stood and I smoked a cigarette and listened to a brother for 30 seconds. Or, yeah, you know, or I'm late. Or I didn't know. A lot of our people going to stand before the Messiah talking about I didn't know. You need to understand how sorry and stupid that is. To stand in front of the Son of the Most High God and say you don't know something when God himself sent prophet after prophet after prophet after prophet. That's more to your condemnation than to any type of clemency that you might be appealing for. Again, this is why we are out here, to let our people know. In the day of visitation, you're going to see Ezekiel 9 acted out before your eyes. Meaning, if the order's going to go out and smite and slay in the city. And the angels are going to do just that. They're not going to ask any questions. They're going to look and see, do you have that mark? Cool, I'm going to stall you out. You ain't got the mark? All right, come on here. They're going to cut your head off? Shit, and that would be if they give you a painless death. Because the Most High God chooses your delusions. And he has a way of making you hurt. And I would assume that in death, he would aim to do the same thing. Because you got to think, as an Israelite, this is the last time you're going to go through that. So it's like that final whooping that your parents give you before you leave the house. Or you get too grown to get beat upside the back with a leather strap anymore, right? They going to give you that grown man ass whooping. You know what I'm saying? Before you graduate getting punched in the chest, you got to get that last beating with that belt. So they going to hit you about 40, 50 times. And that's another thing our parents need to read. You can only hit your kids 39 times, okay? You can't be beating your kids like Jane Fonda and working out and shit. Like, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I tell my friends all the time, man, my mom was in good shape when she was beating me and my brother. As soon as she stopped beating us, she got overweight. You know what I'm saying? But she was using us as aerobics. It is what it is. But the Bible says you can only hit a man 39 times if you penalize him. You got time for the Bible, brother?
I'm good.
All right. Now says, man. See, when Yahushua come back, or Jesus Christ, as you know, you going to say, I'm good. And he going to go, that's great. And he going to cut your fucking head off. He going to say, that's great. What you got?
It's the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 36 and verse 15.
Bring it out.
And the Lord God of their fathers sent to them by his messengers, rising up betimes and sending, because he had compassion on his people and on his dwelling place. But they mocked the messengers of God.
They did what?
But they mocked the messengers of God.
I don't have time.
But they mocked the messengers of God.
I'm already late.
But they mocked the messengers of God.
I don't talk to you street niggas.
And despised his words.
Mm.
And misused his prophets. Until the wrath of the Lord arose against his people, till there was no remedy.
So the Most High God sent prophet after prophet, exercising patience, exercising, I don't want to say humility, because our Lord doesn't have to humble himself for anything. But he exercises understanding. He understands we're in these sinful bodies. He understands all the things that we have need of. And he will abundantly pardon for those who return. But more times than not, our people, we spit in the face of the Most High God. We provoke him to his face. Give me Isaiah 65. I believe it's in verse 2 to start at 1. Right? We provoke God to his face until he finally goes, fuck it, I'm going to kill you niggas. Like, people don't realize, man, the way I'm saying it, yeah, it's a little crass. But what did the brother just read? He sent prophets until he finally was angry with us. and say, you know what, if they won't listen to my words and my prophets, they'll obey me by my judgment. Yeah, read 1 through 2.
So Isaiah 65, verse 1. I am sought of them that asked not for me. I am found of them that sought me not. I said, behold me, unto a nation that was not called by my name.
Hold on. Y'all got time for the Bible today?
Thank you, though.
Sister, did you know you're an Israelite? And you should get you an actual Israelite man, which is a black, Hispanic, or Native Indian man, and not someone pretending to be us.
Right.
That Paul Wall spirit is whack. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Can you at least get a good-looking Paul Wall? You got the one who looks like he ain't even seen a weight?
He said he got the internet blowing up.
Like I tell you, man, got the nerve to wear a damn lion shirt. Ain't nothing lionly about the white man. Sister, you the one walking around with a damn cracker. You ain't got nothing to say to nobody.
He said I got the Ritz, not the saltine.
Please tell me you don't bathe on the same schedule he does.
That's crazy.
Because I know these white folks bathe like once every 5 days.
If that.
If that. Some of them don't bathe until they see the dirt on their damn face.
They don't even get their legs
You
and feet.
see them walking around in the grocery store with some chocolates on their feet, be dirty as hell,
Yeah,
man.
their
It's like,
souls be
ew.
black. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I'm saying this to my cameras. That sister ain't listening. And she ain't gonna listen to that white man finally have enough of her and strangle her in her bed. Because that's what the fucking white man be doing. Be killing our sister.
Or prostituting them.
And then he got the nerve to get around the corner and say something. Because he a big ass coward.
Hey, he got tough. He got tough, Rob.
Yeah. He gotta say something so the black woman think he got some fight in him.
Hey, tell him keep talking, we'll baptize him in that water.
For real. Shit, that nigga, he'll probably just evaporate. He'll dissolve in the water. He just a big gold fucking ball of dirt. Shit, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like it vexes my spirit for us to be in these last days, all these things happening, and you got our dumbass sisters running around with the white man. Of all the heathen to be conjoined unto, the white man is the only people on the planet who gonna be extinct. And that's according to the Bible.
Right.
And any of you so-called white devils who don't believe me, come up here and I'll show you. Come find out. As they say, fuck around and find out. We ain't gonna lay a hand on you because we ain't got to. God gonna do plenty of that. Damn shame. But anyway, let's get back on the lesson. Yeah, go ahead.
65, verse 2. Isaiah 65, verse 2. I spread out my hand all the day unto a rebellious people, which walketh in a way that was not good.
What's walking with a white man?
Walking away that was not good.
It's walking in a way that's not good. And that sister knows that's not good. Because what happens more times than not when you get yourself a so-called white partner? Your whole family divorces you. The one thing that we have in common from black, Hispanic to Native Indian when it comes to going outside of our race and getting a white partner is your family typically turns on you. And they say, you cannot come back with that person. You cannot come into my house with that person. Some of them will even go the extra mile and say, I don't even want them bastard kids around here. Especially if you got a white man.
But you got some of us within our own nation that be getting under so hard. You bring like some of the Hispanic culture with the colorism. You bring a black man home, the girl brings that shit, whole family disowned.
But let them find out you a football player.
Oh yeah.
All of a sudden, oh,
He's
come
rich.
on in,
He's
Cleophas.
good. Right,
Come on in, Leroy.
We rich now.
Yeah, Jamal.
What's his name? Cleophas? Oh yeah, come on.
Yeah, some deep southern name.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he just ran away from a plantation, end up in your living room. You know what I'm saying? But if you got money and you got that big, strong physique, they'll love you. But if you a broke nigga bagging groceries, they like, hey man, get away from him. I don't want you dealing with him. And that's our Hispanic brothers and sisters.
Yep.
You even got other black people
Yep.
who will do that to their own and say, hey, don't get no dark skin, man. You got dark skinned folks talking about, I don't want no light skins in my family.
Hold up, you got the sisters that be hating on Latin sisters now, boy. They hating
That-
on them hard
hey.
when the brother get one on.
Hey,
They be hating on them hard.
but that is that Willie Lynch doctrine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? See, again, if that sister would just give us 45 seconds, I wouldn't even read. I would love to read the Bible to her. There's very few things you can teach in the Bible in 45 seconds. But one thing I could teach in 45 seconds is how much the white man hates you with the Willie Lynch letter. And that only take about 30 seconds. And I could pick any paragraph in that whole letter And it will convey the amount of hatred that this white devil has for your family. So much hatred to the point where he said this could apply for 300 years and then be reapplied for another 300. You got time for the Bible, Elder? A couple minutes? If you're Native Hispanic, just know you special, Elder. You a king walking the earth. See, our elder, he probably about 60, 70 years old, gliding up to the stage. You know what I'm saying? We preach the Bible, brother. Come on around, man. Yes, sir. You believe in the Bible, brother? All right. Oh, I see the shirt. Okay. All praises. Now you'll see our elder won't listen, but his son will. That might not be your actual father, but you're the generation after him. You know what I'm saying? See, that's what we're here to do. Because even if it's just one person who comes to repentance, that's what we're out here for. We don't get no merit badges for 20 people coming in every Saturday. The angels in heaven rejoice over one sinner that comes to repentance. You about to grab it? All praise. Go ahead and hold that. The brother about to come back, so we're going to spin it till he comes on. Right? Because again, we got a sister walking hand in hand with the condemned. And then you got a brother who just riding through. He about to get this guy.
Praise.
How you doing, brother?
What's your name, bro?
My name is Haya L, man. Haya L? Haya Rahman. All right, so I see what's on your shirt, man. No, you good. So I have a question, right?
Yeah.
We gonna start out with Yahushua, because I see you got Jesus on your shirt, right? We call him by his Paleo Hebrew name. You probably heard that before. Yahushua, Yahweh. Have you heard this? Yeshua. Okay. Cool. So I have a question. Did he come to save everybody? Okay. Can somebody give me Luke 1 and 68? And then can you give me Matthew 1 and 21? And then get Matthew 2 and 6. Right? Now, this is to my camera. Brother Frank here, he's a very ardent student of the gospel. Right?
I wouldn't say that, man. I just got saved. I'm a new believer, bro. He encountered me himself, like,
Okay. All praises. And I don't doubt that. I don't doubt it.
I mean, I did for a long time.
Okay. Now, what if I told you when you're new to the faith, that's when your flame to keep God's commandments burns the brightest?
Well, I mean, I've always been a Christian, you know what I'm saying? Lukewarm, bro.
Okay.
I've always been in the faith, but just recently, man, you know, he's broken all the chains and addictions I've had in my life, bro. I was addicted to weed without that.
Okay.
You know, thank God I was never addicted to alcohol, you know what I'm saying? I get all crazy for the church. You know, I still believe that Jesus is, I mean, from my, let me tell you the first experience, bro. I've had sleep paralysis and pain for time, bro. You know, demons, in my ear, you know, try to put it on the side, kind of scare me, basically. The only thing that works is I call it the name of Jesus. They bleed. They got mad at me. They screamed at me. They bleed. In the name of Jesus. I call on God. I call on my parents, on my uncle, on everybody else. Until I call on the name of Jesus.
Okay. Okay. Now, what if I told you that left-hand spirit that was troubling you, God sent that too?
I believe that. Yeah. I mean, you know, he was trying to, I'm married. He was trying to tell me my wife. So every time, the dreams was, in my dreams, I was looking for my wife every time. She would tell me somehow. She would get, you know, a spirit would come and take her and hide her wherever it was. I was trying to find her. That's basically my dream. And when I would find her, it'd be in a bad situation. Or, you know, I would have to confront some evil demonic spirit, yada yada yada. And then always in the end of the dream, bro, I'm telling you, call the name of Jesus. And they believe I woke up. He freed me from my sleep paralysis.
Well, let's read a few things, man. It's going to be about the Lord. Wait, what you got, brother? 1 and 20.
Matthew 1, verse 21. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Jesus, for he shall save his people from their sins.
Now, who is he saving?
His people from their sins.
Now, I'm asking you, who's he saving? What's that saying?
God.
Now,
Jesus is God.
now we'll get around to that. We'll get around to that. Yeah, we'll get around to that. Because when it says that he's coming to save his people, I want to give you more information so you'll know who his people are. Right? Get Matthew 2 and 6.
Matthew 2, verse 6. And now Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, Art not thou least among the princes of Judah? For out of thee shall come a governor that shall rule my people, Israel.
So, who is his people by name? Israel. Now, who are the Israelites?
Honestly, I'm gonna say I'm not concluding, but I'll be honest.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
No, that's what we're out here,
No, I'm
brother.
saying, yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm trying to learn. Yeah.
I'm not accusing you because guess what? This brother showed humility and he showed maturity. He said, I don't know.
Right.
And guess what? If you don't know and your teacher's in front of you, my job is to teach you.
Right.
So we're going to fill that in for you, brother. God's people are the Israelites.
Right.
And we know who the Israelites are by who are under the curses. The curses of Deuteronomy 28. After we read this stuff, we're gonna
So,
go.
are we speaking on the Old Testament or New Testament?
Oh,
Both.
oh. Because how can you understand the New Testament without the Old Testament?
Right. So from my understanding from the Old Testament is, you know, it was guys, it had laws basically. Like, he had laws governed for his people to keep, and you had to follow these strict set of laws, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, you were condemned to damnation for your life, unless you made sacrifices and so forth. But in the New Testament, it was saying that Jesus came for us, you don't have to worry about this.
We gonna get to that. Talking about keeping the law, right?
As far as like not keeping the law, but I mean, he knows that heart we're all sinners, we're all human, and he realized this. That's why he sent his son down here to die for us. He knew there was no other way.
Okay. Give me 1 John 2 and then 5. We gonna get to that. We gonna get to that. Let's just stick on it. Give me Luke 1 and 68.
It's the book of Luke, chapter 1 and verse 68. Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people,
Keep going. Keep going.
and hath raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David.
What's the house of David? Okay, the house of David would be the house of Judah. The house of Judah is both a tribe and it's a part of the Israelites, meaning the southern kingdom.
Right.
Remember, there was Israel in the Bible, and then it got split into two halves. The northern kingdom, they got taken into the Assyrian slavery. Then they left that captivity, and they came over here to the Americas.
Right.
Are you Mexican by chance? So you would be from the tribe of Issachar of the northern kingdom. So you are an Israelite, right? Now, keep going, brother.
Verse 70. As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies.
From who?
From our enemies.
So if we're being saved from our enemies, and that's part of salvation, how can everyone be a part of that when some of everyone are our enemies?
That's right. Well, who's the enemy?
I'm glad you asked.
Great question.
Hold Psalms 83, because I'm going to have this brother bring out what he has after this, and I'm going to give you a laundry list of God's enemies. Go ahead and keep finishing. Keep going.
Verse 71. That we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us, to perform the mercy promised to our fathers and to remember his holy covenant.
You know what covenant is talking about? Remember Abraham? How, basically the Most High God made promises and covenants with Abraham. And who was it passed to after Abraham? Isaac. Then after him, it was passed to Jacob. And then Jacob was the father of the Israelites. So these are the promises that are being spoken of here. And that goes back to my original question. How can you understand the New Testament if you don't understand the Old? Because it's talking about promises here that aren't even mentioned by the Most High in the New Testament. You have to go all the way back
That's
to
what I'm saying,
Genesis.
but that's what I'm saying, but earlier my understanding, how I take it, is the Old Testament is not for us. We shouldn't be living like that. The New Testament is God gives us bloodshed. That is his covenant. That is the Old Testament.
Okay.
His bloodshed.
Now, what if we're going to go into what you just said? Everybody, hold what you got. Hold what you got. Do you believe that we're under the new covenant right now?
I believe that Jesus died for our sins, bro, and as long as we believe in him, as long as we have faith in him for our sins, and away from sin, we will have eternal life in Jesus.
Somebody give me Hebrews 8 and 8. I want to demonstrate something. And then we're going to go to Hebrews 9 after that. And I want to show you that when Christ shed his blood for the remission of people, it was a very particular people under a certain set of circumstances, right? But let's go ahead and get there, all right? Frank, how old are you? You're 21. Now, I have to say this to my camera. We have a man in the prime of his life spending time on a Saturday to learn about the Bible. We also have a brother who's 21 and an athlete in the prime of his life, dedicating a Saturday to reading the Bible. Now, I know I'm just an old nigga. That's fine. But I'm out here dedicating time. Us old folks dedicate our time, too. You older than me, man. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you can never be too young or too old to get this truth. Right? Go ahead and get it. How much time you got left? 30 minutes? All right, cool. We're going to use all of it, too. Keep going.
The book of Hebrews chapter 8 and verse 8. For finding fault with them, he saith, Behold, the day is come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah.
Keep going.
Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord.
So, when it talks about a covenant that's going to be made, it makes the distinction in verse 9, it's not according to the old covenant. So we know that this is the new covenant. And it's saying it's going to be made with who? With Judah and Israel. So I have to ask you, is salvation coming by way of the new covenant? Yes, it is. But who's the new covenant for?
Everybody, bro. It really,
Read it again. Read it again.
Well, you saying like his people, and then you know what I mean. His people is God's people. It's God's creation. And all his creation. No matter our creed, no matter our background.
Give me Amos 3 and 2 right now.
God, we all the same.
And get me Isaiah 40. I want to show you something, because you just said something that's it's a misunderstood topic. When you say God views everybody the same, right? I want to read something to you, and then these two brothers are going to read something else to you, right? I'm going to read you something in Exodus 2 and 25 after this brother reads what he has in Isaiah 40, right? We're going to look for it, but I want you to get read 1 through 3, I think.
Amos chapter 3, verse 1.
Bring it up.
Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family, which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, You only have I known.
You only have I what?
You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
I have a question for you, Frank. The Mexican man is the hardest working man on the planet. Y'all pave all the roads, you build all the buildings, you cook all the food, you even raise other people's children. What does the white man turn around and call you for all that hard work?
Now we get into like human nature, bro.
No, it's all in the Bible. It's all in the Bible.
I get what I'm saying, but I mean, you can't just put a whole demographic on practice. I mean, I got white friends too.
Okay.
And I've come to racially profile the white people as well, but I mean, black people too, Mexican people too. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it comes down to the human nature, and that's why it goes back to how he knows what's in there.
Okay.
He knows that we're no good. It's in our nature. It's human.
Okay, we're gonna get there because there's some stuff we can bring up. We gotta show you the curses. Because I'm gonna tell you, if say I'm sitting on the curb and you walk by me and you see I got a big bag of money, I robbed a bank, and I got a white man sitting next to me smoking a cigarette. We're co-conspirators. We both robbed the bank. The reason I robbed the bank is not the same reason he robbed the bank. He comes from people who have privilege. They have money here in
You never
America.
know that.
Well,
I mean, where I grew up, I knew a lot of white people that were good.
can you look at this? Look at this brother right there. That's Jason Kidd. What if I told you, I'm only saying white because you don't know who the Edomites are. Do you know who they are? Okay. So you are in the Bible according to who your father is, right? So what if
Some of these people don't know this. Like, just like myself, you know what I mean? A lot of people, like majority, I'm saying, I find it like it's percentage on it. I find it like 90% of people don't know this stuff. Like, how are they supposed to know this? You know what I mean? They don't have this knowledge, it's a lack of knowledge. Which again, it comes back to God knowing this. He knew this. He knows that as humans, we don't want to speak out the word. He knows that we don't want to speak out what to do. He knew this.
Okay.
And that's why he said that.
I have a question. If you're in an ignorant state of mind, you don't know who you are, who your fathers are, could you say you're dead in a sense?
That's what we living today. I'm breathing. God gives me everything I take.
But I'm saying like, so spiritually you're dead. Because you don't know who you are and where you come from.
I feel like as long as you have that relationship with Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit, now you have life in God.
Okay, go ahead and read what you got. Read that. My people perish for lack of knowledge.
The book of Romans. This is the book of Romans, chapter 10 and verse 1. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel is that they might be saved. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge.
So, when you don't have knowledge of who you are, who your God is, you're dead. When you read Ezekiel 37, it talks about the valley of the dry bones. So, and it's talking about the Israelites being in a dead state because we were basically discontinued from our heritage, right? So, what we're going to do is we're going to bring you up to speed on your heritage. Now, you made a good point. How are you supposed to know all these things if you're never taught it and everyone's in a low estate?
Another thing I want to say about something that the Lord just gave me, bro, is, you know, he's speaking on the time being used. You know, the time being used. Times have changed.
You think that's what he looks like?
No, for sure. I think he was Middle Eastern. He was using, he had dark skin, blonde hair, bronze skin. I see him. I haven't seen him in my spirit. And when I tell you, like, how I call him, he's there.
Okay, well, let's read a few things. We're going to get the likeness of Christ as well. Because when I say Christ looked just like a black man, it says it literally in the Bible.
Like Egyptian type back in the day.
Well, what's that?
Yeah, the picture.
So that would be the common portrayal of Jesus Christ. We put 666 and horns on it to represent it's alive, right?
So you mean like this is the physicality is misinterpreted? Is what you're saying?
Well, the physicality and where he comes from. But because people call him a Jew, but they don't say he comes from the tribe of Judah, meaning he's an Israelite by blood.
So you mean like this is physical complexion and like where he's from physically?
His lineage. His lineage. Because see, the thing is, he could be rainbow colored for all we care.
Right.
But we know what he looks like according to the Bible. And the reason why we bring this out is because what if he was a so-called black man?
Right.
And we knew that as black men. You think black people would be killing themselves in the ghettos if we knew we were the children of God, literally?
So I think you're
Well, I
taking
mean,
this because
everybody
we've been
is a child
programmed.
of God, but I just think that that's really inappropriate, man. Like I carry a cross, but I'm a Christian, and I support your message, like in like where you're coming from, as far as what you're talking about. But that's inappropriate.
Blasphemy.
That gives out the complete wrong.
You know, what's blasphemy?
wrong-
Hold on. Let me ask
Yeah,
you
go
something.
ahead.
If you found out today that in the Bible it tells you and teaches you that you're not supposed to be wearing that cross, would you tear it off
Would you
right
take
now
it off?
and throw it away?
I mean, I
Simple
have
question,
my
yes or
own-
no?
It's a
yeah,
yes
but you
or no.
gotta let me answer.
Go ahead, brother.
I mean, you asked me if I would.
Yeah,
I mean, I
you-
have my own idea of what I believe. Everybody has their own perception of what they believe and what they choose to follow, right? So, if this was wrong and I wasn't supposed to be wearing it due to the symbolism that I believe that it is, then yeah, I would change it.
Somebody give me Deuteronomy
So
28
your
and
belief
verse
instead
64.
of what God said do that matters.
That's not what I'm saying.
We're gonna go
I'm
back to
saying
our point.
If it
And
was
then
wrong,
another thing
like,
is y'all
for
jumping
scripture,
from
sure.
the New Testament to the Old Testament too. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't intertwine the two. It's two different.
So, hold on, because we're putting out a lot of things at once.
Right here.
Are you familiar with how to read the Bible first?
I'm not.
Somebody give me, we're going to get it. It's in Isaiah 28.
You gotta let them know that that's a man-made concept. That's
Correct.
new and old.
Correct.
It never existed. That's just
I
Yeah, hold
support
that.
y'all with what y'all are doing as far as the message, man, but I just think that like, seeing that is excessive.
Give him the cross
Okay.
real quick.
I
Give
have
him the cross real quick.
actually, I just have a question for you.
Because I want to see if you're gonna throw it away.
Is
Give
your
him the cross
father
real
Native
quick.
Hispanic by chance?
My father was black and Mexican.
Black and Mexican?
Yes.
So you're the very same people we're talking to. Listen to this,
hell yeah.
right?
Well,
It's
I
real.
gotta go meet my daughter for the
Just
festival, man.
listen
I
to
don't-
this one. Just one.
Okay.
Just one. It's 64. Should be certain other gods, wind, stone.
And then before you read a verse, can you specify if it's old or new? Because I'm not pretty much there.
I mean, there's a lot of things that you're not supposed to be doing for scripture, and that's one of them. Like, you're not supposed to be doing that either.
But see, that's not the true image of Christ. That's stage where it goes there.
Well, either way,
You know
that's
that?
y'all got me trained there.
That's not Christ. That's why we're saying that this is what the world has depicted Christ as.
Well,
that
let
man
it-
right there.
but
Just
I'm
take
saying,
away.
let it be that
Hold on.
thing. But it's-
Take away the horns and take away the snake and the 666, and that image has been portrayed around the world. That is not the true image of Christ. So
That
what
is
we're
what-
saying is that devil, meaning the word devil means deception or deceiver. So we're saying that's the image that has deceived the whole world. That is a real person that existed named Cesare Borgia. They even made a TV series called The Borgias after this dude who was a rapist, a murderer, incester. I mean, he was just a total evil person. So this is not the true image of Christ. That's what was given to us beaten into in slavery.
I mean, yeah.
But
like,
by the
we can
Bible,
argue
that-
all
Now,
that.
hold on. Let's listen to this.
It's religion, though. That's you going back. You falling back on religion.
Hold on, brother,
Religion
hold
is
on.
totally different from having a faith.
We're gonna
in
read the
Christ.
Bible. Let's read the Bible. We all don't just
You know
we
what I
don't
mean?
agree,
Religion
right?
has been used to persecute people and murder your Christ.
Just read, bro.
Murder
Just read.
people.
Just read.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth, even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
What's that wood idol that's being mentioned? Right. It's an idol. I have a question for you. If your brother got killed by an AK-47, would you then make a gold diamond-studded AK and put it around your neck? No. So why would the Messiah, upon returning, want to see the same instrument he was crucified?
It's symbolism. He knew that was
I'm not looking at the piece
I
of wood
get
itself,
that,
but I'm looking
but
at the
it's
symbolism
an
that he
idol.
died
When you
for
worship
me.
it, and you
We're not worshiping the cross per se. We're
So
worshiping
the question
Christ.
is this also: what's the history behind that idol? That it was actually a Roman death symbol.
so I'm
before
gonna ask you,
Christ
what do you
was even
mean?
crucified,
So hold on.
right? It was a Roman.
Hold on,
Okay,
hold on.
so that's why we're asking that question, because in all actuality that'd be in violating the fourth law, which is serve no other God. Well, serve no other God before me, and then do not be an idolater, right? That's idolatry.
View the image
I
of
just don't associate with them. I associate this.
And that's why I asked the very difficult question: is it God's law or what God said it is, or versus your opinion? Who should be
I'm
mad
gonna
at?
ask you, how do you love God,
Our
brother?
opinion or God?
How do you love him? How do you do
That's
that?
why I asked that.
No, how do you
it
do
makes
that?
sense. Like that's what I'm saying. I suppose with like what y'all are doing out here, like getting the facts straight and everything.
Give me,
Like,
okay,
that
give me
is
First John.
because
We're-
people do associate that.
let's,
I make a
Brother
comment.
Dowd, Brother
Why,
Dowd,
brother?
Brother Dowd, let's get to the Bible. Let's get to the Bible.
But no, he's making a good point. Now, what I'm doing is I'm asking him. He said that upset him because of people associating Christ with that picture. But then the question is why? Because it was enslaved and beaten into it. Because before that, we knew that wasn't Christ. We knew the image according to Revelations of what Christ looked like, because it's actually in the Bible.
So how do y'all feel about Islam and Muslims?
We're jumping to something else. We're gonna see how you love God.
All right, bro.
He's
You
saying,
say,
man,
Get back out here, man. We'll be out here.
But go ahead and read that in 1 John 2 and 4.
Slack here, brother.
No, you good, right? And this is to my camera. One of the things that we're out here to tell people is how to love God. They look at these images and they get distracted by what they can see. But it's your main concern should be what's in this book. All right, go ahead and get it.
First John chapter 2, verse 4.
Bring it out.
He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him.
So, if you say you know God and you don't keep his commandments, you're
So, are
viewed
we
as a
talking
liar.
about Old Testament scripture?
That's 1 John. So what commandments you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. The new covenant was God's blood, washed away our sins.
That's not. Hold on, brother. You're trying to mix two different things.
I'm not.
Yes, you are. Because if I ask you, what does the new covenant entail? You know?
Like,
Yes, we can. So, go ahead and go back to Hebrews 8.
Hebrews is Old Testament.
That's New Testament. Now, this is to my camera. One of the issues is that our people have been taught if it's in the Old Testament, it's viewed as a second-rate source.
No, not per se. But I mean, we know that Jesus came after the Old Testament. Jesus came. That's what we know.
Excuse me, brother. I want to read one thing before you read
Well, I mean,
this.
Jesus was eternal, but Jesus in human form.
This law and the prophets. Jesus said that out of his mouth.
Correct. I want to show you something, brother.
He's gonna get it.
I want to show you something. What if I can tell you and prove to you that Christ is literally Adam in the Bible?
Adam.
Adam. Okay, cool. Where is it? Where does it show the genealogy of Yahushua? Here, it's right here. It's right here. It's Luke 3. This is Luke 3, and I'll read 23, but I'm gonna skip to 38. I'm gonna show you why I'm doing it. If you can look, because it shows his genealogy all the way down, right? So this is Luke 3 and 23, and Jesus himself began to be about 30 years of age, being as was supposed the son of Joseph, which was the son of Heli, which was the son of Matthat. You see how it's going all the way back, right? Which was the son of Enos, which was the son of Seth, which was the son of Adam, which was the son of God. So Adam was the son of God, but we know God only has one son.
I mean, we're all children of God.
Oh, just follow me, brother. So if God only has one son, and Jesus Christ is the Son of God, Adam is Christ. Hold on. Yes, he's the literal child of the Most High. He's the only child of the Most High God. The only begotten son, meaning he's the only creation where God actually did something. And then Christ did everything else. We can prove that as well. That's in Colossians and Hebrews, right? But the reason why I'm bringing it out like this, brother, is because it taps into something else called regeneration, right? How when you die, your spirit returns unto God, you get your judgment, and then you rest a while, and then you're reborn in the same gender and in the same higher, like basically the same tribe.
Y'all believe it? It said that in the Bible,
Yeah.
reincarnation?
Somebody get me John is regeneration. Somebody get me John is Elijah. And then can you get me Malachi 4?
Oh, it's gonna get deeper, brother. I see your eyes is sparkling, man. You're like,
I'm just
oh,
trying to understand, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because what we're trying to show you, brother, is that the same way you're listening to us today, you listen to other prophets of old in previous lifetimes. Because your salvation was already pre-selected from the foundation of the earth. All Israelites shall be saved, but certain Israelites are going to be reborn in the kingdom. Now you're starting to see death does not mean an end to things.
Right.
Because the Bible says death does not deliver you out of the hands of God.
So do y'all believe in damnation? Do y'all believe in hell?
I'm going to get that for you right now. I'm going to grab that.
What do you ask?
Do we believe in hell?
Oh,
Yeah, we're going to go to Jonah. Because
But I
Jonah...
want to hear first about the regeneration.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and get it. Actually, can you get me Ecclesiastes 3:16?
Yeah.
We're going to just regenerate. And actually, while he gets that, I'm going to get this. Right. But this is first Ezra, or second Ezra, chapter 14 and verse 34. Therefore, if so be that you will subdue your own understanding and reform your hearts, ye shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall obtain mercy. For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again, and then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared.
Live again and how? I
Like
think
how?
that live again is spiritual. Our flesh.
Okay.
That's our flesh.
Hold on. We're going to address it.
It's of the world.
Heaven is on earth and so is hell. I'm going to prove that right now. Prove it right now. This is Jonah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Then Jonah prayed unto the Lord his God out of the fish's belly, and said, I cried by reason of mine affliction unto the Lord, and he heard me. Out of the belly of hell I cried, and thou heardest my voice. Wasn't Jonah still alive?
I'm like, on the whale.
Yeah.
He's saying that place is hell.
Yes. Hell is a condition, brother. And,
I see
and
what you're saying.
Yeah.
So y'all think hell is a condition?
it's a condition and it's a place. That place is only the grave.
So there's no realm of hell.
No.
that's Captain Dogma, and that's Greek mythology.
And actually,
They hate
before
it.
y'all grab that, hold on. Before y'all grab that, somebody give me Job 3. We're going to prove it. Because remember, Job, he was stricken by the Most High God to prove that he would be a righteous servant. Let's see what Job had to say about that. Because Job mentions what happens in paradise. Remember the thieves that were on the side of Christ? And Christ said to one of them, you'll be with me today in paradise. Then he lived a wicked life, that thief. Why would Christ say that to him? You'll be with me in paradise.
The people saying, remember, while you were in while you were going to go, remember. That's all it takes.
Okay.
That was signifying that all you need is that faith.
Okay? I want you to keep that. We're going to read this in Job. Got it? What is that nigger song like?
Don't forget about the second Ezra. I think it's the second Ezra said that when you die, so the Father judges you, and you come back under
And
the
you
sun.
live again. Yeah, we just read that.
No, not. Come back under the sun.
Oh, you're talking about Ecclesiastes
Oh,
3:16.
yeah.
He holding it.
When you
He
come out
holding
and
it.
judge. Okay,
He holding it. I got you, brother.
that's that Trump card right there.
Yeah, that brother, he's zealous, man. He's trying to make sure you get it, man.
It's older news.
It's all
Old. That's Solomon, the wisest man.
whoever lived.
Who had everything.
So I have a question for you. What was the promise that God made to David? That his son would sit up on the throne of Israel forever.
Oh, hold on.
So, hold on, brother. I want to ask him a question. So if Solomon is supposed to sit up on the throne of Israel forever, where's Christ's throne at? If If Solomon is supposed to sit upon the throne of Israel and rule the earth forever, where's Christ's throne? Well, because Israelites are going to control the earth. That's heaven. See, we're trying not to give you too much.
No, I'm saying I'm trying to understand.
Okay, cool. Oh,
Oh,
praise. Yeah, we got you. Yeah, any question you got, brother, we will try our
So
damnedest
you're
to answer.
saying it's so the throne of the Israelites,
The Israelites.
and that's basically
Well, so we are the nation of people by which we will be governed by Christ, and we will exercise control as a group or a nation upon all the other nations. Right? And
so what is basically the view on whites? On Asians, what is the view that they're like up to death?
Hold on.
Can we get to that in a
You're
second?
going too far.
Yeah.
But you got to get Matthew with Christ is telling you that you're supposed to live by the law and the prophets. That's the Trump card right
you're talking
there.
about Matthew 23.
Yeah, so he can start talking about, well, that's old. Because Christ in the new, as he said you're supposed to go by the old.
We gonna get that because I don't think you're contentious. I think you're trying to get clarity.
You trying to get
You know what I'm saying?
Because from my understanding, I'm going back to my understanding was God sent his only son down to die for everybody.
Okay.
You know, for everybody's sin.
You still hold Hebrews 8?
Yeah.
You got Hebrews 9? Okay, get to Hebrews 9 real quick. And then we're going to cover regeneration. We're covering all this. And this is to my camera. I know it seems like we're all over the place, but the brother got a lot of questions. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you, brother, you ain't going to get the answers to these questions in your church. So you said you got 30 minutes. I recommend you spend an hour or two getting all of these questions answered. Okay, well, can you come back next Saturday as well? Yeah, go ahead and get it.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 9 and verse 15.
Read up.
And for this cause he is the mediator of the New Testament, that by means of death, for the redemption of the transgressions that were under the first testament.
Who was under the first testament? Who? Well, the Israelites, because they were the ones in the wilderness, right? Reread that verse one more time. I want you to listen because it gives you the answer. It gives you the answer.
And for this cause he is the mediator of the New Testament, that by means of death, for the redemption of the transgressions that were under the first testament.
So, what's a transgression? Huh? Well, what is a transgression?
I wouldn't know your definition.
Yeah, let's get.
Let's do the Bible
Yeah.
definition.
So we're gonna go to 1 John chapter 5 and verse 3. I'm sorry, 1 John 3 and 4. Slack.
It's the book of 1 John chapter 3 and verse 4. Whosoever committed sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law.
So when you say you don't want to be a sinner, what law are you trying not to break? Right.
We all, as humans, we have like free will, right? We make a conscious decision to turn away from it. We
Hold
don't
on.
have to sin.
Can I direct your attention to something? You said lawlessness. That's the absence of a law, correct? What is the law that is missing? I know. So if you're not sinning, what law are you following? Correct. Where's his law? Where did God say, no, but where did God say, thus saith the Lord, do this, don't do this? Where is that at? It's in the Old Testament, brother. Yes. That's why you cannot read the New Testament without the Old Testament.
Oh, God.
I'm not doing this to embarrass you or anything, but
Paul,
I'm letting you know.
So what are y'all saying about? So if y'all are saying, I mean, of course, sin is inevitable, correct?
Not necessarily. No.
Okay, so y'all haven't sinned today?
No.
When's the last time y'all sinned? Can you remember?
No. And here's the thing. If
I
you
can tell you when.
But how does that work in a court? Have you ever been to a court of law? How does the prosecutor basically prosecute? He doesn't say, hey, when's the last time you broke the law? He brings forth evidence to prove you broke the law. So if you're going to ask me when I sinned, and if I say no, you got to prove me otherwise.
Earlier you said N-word, technically,
Uh-huh.
that's a sin.
Did you know that's in the Bible?
Is it?
Yeah. Give me Acts 13:1.
Is it actually?
Yeah. Acts 13:1.
What is it?
Brother said, hold
Yeah,
on, man.
Acts
Let me see
13:1.
that.
In the KJV, go ahead and read it.
In the King James.
Yes, sir. Acts 13:1 in the King James. This is to my camera. I love this brother because he's saying everything that's going to direct him to the truth.
Right.
See, a lot of people, we think when somebody asks a lot of questions that they're scoffing. A lot of times, I liken it like this. If I save somebody from drowning, the thing that would alarm me the most is if they didn't cough up any water.
Okay, that's not the word we use.
Go ahead and read it. No, and he's going to bring it out.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 13 and verse 1. Now there were in
I got focus on it. All right.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 13 and verse 1. Now there were in the church that was in Antioch certain prophets and teachers as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called Nigger.
Called what?
Nigger.
Now, you're saying it's Niger, right? Because it's Niger. Okay. Now, I want to show you something. Not only does it mean nigger, it's pronounced the same. Right? So I want to show you what it's pronounced in the Latin. Go ahead and listen to this, brother.
Oh! But I mean, the way that we use it today is being used to condemn y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's been used as a racial slur.
Now, hold on. I want to show you.
That's just how we've been. That's just how they programmed us as a
No, hold on, brother. Hold on.
through slavery, through all this, and that's what they called us.
Let me read this to you.
Right?
Let me read this to you. Hold on.
Biblically, this is correct. No, but let me give you my
No, because I'm gonna fill you in on something where it's gonna change what you're saying right now.
Not really. I mean, it's our history. It's human history. I mean, I get what you're saying about that, but it's also this is our human history as well.
No,
100
it
years ago,
is. But they didn't just call anybody nigger, brother.
they call exactly.
Do you think only blacks got called nigger here in America?
Nope.
Did you know that the government used to classify blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians all as nigger or
I've never
negro?
been called that in my life.
I know.
I know.
And guess what? They changed that at the turn of the millennium in the 1900s. The concept of black and white was only invented in 1860.
Yes, sir.
No, I think it's 1680. I got the number. 1681, right? But that's when they actually had black and white. And then they further split us up. Because I have a question. If all these people on this sign were united, you wouldn't have to work a 14-hour work week. I wouldn't be visiting my uncle in a prison. We'd be the mightiest people on the planet. But because you call yourself Mexican, I call myself black, we call ourselves all these different names. We're separated.
But is that due to who?
We're going to show you. We're going to show you. So, hold on. So, we're going to get it. We're going to get it. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. This is verse 15. All the way from 16, all the way till 68 are curses. Here's the one curse we're talking about right now. This is verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. That's why they call us nigger. That's why. That's why when you go to Israel today, and there are Mexicans building up Israel today, you know what they call you? They call you a heathen or the goyim. When you're the real Israelite.
Right.
That's why, you know what they call black people in China? They call us basically black ghosts. We're not even people. In Africa, you know what the African man calls us? Because Africans and blacks are not the same people. They're Hamites. They call us akata, means cotton picker. I'm going to read this again. Verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee. We are a proverb or a name. You know, name calling. We're that all over the earth, brother. And the reason why you are those names.
So what can y'all say about crackers? Like people call white people crackers. Is that in the Bible?
Well, hold on. They're called oppressors. So when you call a white man a cracker, what do you call him? An oppressor. Because where does the term cracker come from? The white man on the horse cracking a whip over our back. Calling him an oppressor. And I'm going to go a step further. The word boss. We weren't calling him B-O-S-S. We were calling him B-O-S, which means oppressor. You see what I'm saying? So we're out, and again, this is to my camera. This is why we're out here. To steer our people back to who they are, right? And this is
what is the end goal for this? What is the, in a perfect world, what would this be?
You would walk up to us with a beard on your face and fringes on your shirt, you'd be keeping the laws, and we would all be doing likewise. That's in perfect world.
But since it's not like that, then
So now what we do is we bid you to repentance so that it can become like that.
you think that you can reach everybody in the world?
We don't have to reach everybody. We just got to reach the 1/3 and the 144,000 according to the prophecies. And after that, the Messiah returns. We ain't got to do everything. 1/3, and then the righteous 144,000, those who follow the Lamb whithersoever he goes. Right, but let's stay on this. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 46. I'm going to give it back to you. I just want to make sure this gets read. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. That's why the curses are on us. You asked the question, why did they call us niggers? Because it's the sign that's upon us. There are more curses than this. If you have more time to visit us, we will literally read Deuteronomy 28 to you.
Let me ask you this. What can you say about the same race oppressing the same race?
That's shit, yeah. As a matter of fact, somebody else want to read that? You want to get it? Okay. So I got tape in my Bible. I feel right too. I got it. I'm there already. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall lead. That's why most of us don't have our fathers in the house. That's why when you walk by black men, we look at you like you're dirt. When we walk by your people, they look at us like we're dirt. We have evil eyes toward each other.
Right.
That's why we're divided.
So how say this does, because this does happen, you know what I'm saying? This is the world we live in. Say that, how do you break these chains?
Man.
Evil lies, you know what I'm saying? How would you break them?
This is Deuteronomy 28 and 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. That's how we get away from all these curses. Yeah, sure. I don't mind that at all. Brother want to hear it again. That's how good it feel when you actually hear the truth, right? And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So let's go back to the commandments. Can y'all clarify the commandments?
So there's 613 commandments. Which one you want? Yes, sir. Now you see why we have to be out here. Because if there were only 10, I could take you to Exodus 20, and that would be it. But there's 613, brother.
613 that you said specific, these are the commandments we have to uphold.
Correct. Somebody give me
Still to this day.
give me Leviticus 19:16. I'm going to show you everything how we behave, brother. Is in the Bible. You got it? Go and get it.
The book of, you said 16?
Yeah, 19:16.
The book of Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 16. Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people, neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I am Yahweh.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're not even supposed to be tale-bearing or gossiping. How many people do you know of in the? I'm sure you know of the hood, right? Because okay, but how many people die over it? A lot of people, right? Correct. So imagine if everybody was keeping that one commandment. You see how much better we would get along?
Yeah, I goes back to y'all can't say y'all don't sin. You know, so you look at a girl and you got lustful eyes towards her. You can't say that's not a sin.
Now, what if I were to tell you that looking at a woman with lust is not the problem? It's if she's married or not. That's what adultery is. Having sex with a woman who's married. Now, what is marriage? The process of marriage is having sex. If you have sex with a woman, that's your wife. Because how did Jacob marry, or not Jacob, Isaac, marry Rachel? He took Rachel.
It also says you have to follow the government of the law like today. Like,
I get
we still
that.
have the laws we have today.
Well, the laws of the land.
Yeah,
Right.
the laws of our land, and that's our government. So we have to
That's
be-
Romans 13.
Yeah, that's marriage today.
Right.
We have to follow that.
Okay.
That's the time we live in today. Oh, you can't deny it. We're living in this.
I have a question.
It's about to be 2025.
I get your point.
We're living in this.
I get your point. But if you sleep with a woman, in God's eyes, are you married? Yes. In God's eyes, you are married. What in the law stops you from marrying that sister? Yeah. What in the law, like the law of this land, prevents that from being seen as a marriage in your household?
Right. In the household.
In your
or
household.
Like, or like this way.
Yeah, between you and her. After y'all have sex, you come together. No, because at the point y'all have sex, you're already married.
Right.
You Me and my wife are married. We've never been formally married in court. I've been with her for 7 years. And she knows I ain't going nowhere.
I've been with my wife for 5 years. And beyond before that, I can't do this with women too.
They're your wives. And get
I wouldn't technically say it's my wives, but I mean, I call it more like a soul, spiritual soul tie. Honestly.
yes. Well, no, hold on. A
There
soul
was not
tie.
pure intention.
No, a
women,
soul.
right?
Well, hold on, hold
But that
on.
was not. That was not.
A soul tie is not demonic until you break that soul tie. And when you break it, that's when essentially you either engage in an act of fornication, having sex with a child, an animal, something like that, or you commit adultery, or a man, homosexuality. Now, say if your woman goes out and has sex with an unmarried man, that's still adultery because she's a married woman. A man can have more than one wife. A woman can only have one husband. That's according to the Bible.
A man can have more than one wife.
Yes.
No.
But hold on.
Don't run away with this.
Hold on.
No, I'm not agreeing with y'all.
No, I get you.
I disagree with that.
But when you figure what a husband entails, you don't want more than one woman in this kingdom. Because her food, her raiment, and her shelter all have to be provided for. And if you get another wife, her food, her raiment, and shelter cannot diminish. So whatever you put her at, that's where she stay at. Now you see, you don't want another woman. Because can you imagine two women going, ooh, I want some shoes. Ooh, I want to go to Jamaica. Oh, you ain't bought me no new clothes. You spending too much time with her.
We talking about like, I mean, if you have a woman of God, she wouldn't be crazy on it. It's not. She was just crazy that you be pure heart with her, you got your love, and then that's y'all have a relationship.
I'm going to tell you, every woman gets jealous of another woman dealing with her husband.
We're human. It's our human nature.
No, I get that. But here's the thing, according to the Bible, a woman should be like, oh, a sister wife. All praises. Because now when I have a baby, we have another woman to help watch the children. She could be the midwife. Now taking care of the husband, we can be a better support system to him.
So again, this goes back to speaking on like,
Yeah, who do the dishes.
this goes back on speaking like during the time. This is normal. This is normal during the time. And today, nowadays, we have these government laws that say, if we cheat on our wives, they can take basically all we have.
Now, now I have a question. Whose
That's the
laws
laws
are
of the land.
No, I know. And whose laws are they?
The United States government.
Somebody give me Psalms 83. We're going to read that laundry list of enemies. Go ahead and read it.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. And they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation,
Being a nation.
that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
Read the verse.
The tabernacles of Edom.
Who's Edom? That's the so-called white man today. Right?
So again, that goes back to we talking about a nation.
Correct.
He speaks of nation. He's talking about that part of the world over there. He's speaking of the earth.
He's talking about lineages,
Bloodline.
like
DNA.
bloodlines. You know, I have a question. The so-called white men in Ukraine and the white men here in America, are they different? How? Okay, if I was born in China and I spoke Chinese or Mandarin, would I be Chinese? By nationality?
They would accept you as if you grew up with them. I actually know some.
Well, hold on.
I actually know some. I grew up with some of them. My dad was a mentor. I moved around a lot. I actually knew some of them that was accepted by the Chinese culture. He considered himself to be Chinese, even though he was black.
Are you familiar with ethnonym and demonyms? An ethnonym is the name of your tribe or your bloodline. A demonym is the name by nation. So I'm called a black American. That's my demonym.
Oh, hold on.
So
I got to
let me ask
testify.
you
My niece, my brother-in-law, my older sister, they was in the Air Force, right? My niece was born in Japan. On her birth certificate, it still say black.
Well, because
But
that's
you was
different.
born in Japan.
So that's governed by our laws. So the military has different laws. If you get born on foreign soil and you're in the military base, that's still American soil.
Correct. But here's the thing.
That's my argument.
But
That's my
okay,
answer to
hold on. I have a question. So whose laws is it?
The laws of this land.
No. We don't
No.
set those
Who's-
laws. Who set those laws? Who set the laws? My voice cracking, I'm sorry. Who set those laws?
Like he
Which law? The one you talking about?
Well, yeah, the law he's talking about. Who set the law on the American base? And who's that ran by? Is it ran by your people, my people?
Different people.
Black Oak.
My CEO was black.
I'm sorry.
I see my company. I was in the military, so my company commander was black.
Correct. Okay, so say
There's
so
a
hold
lot
on.
of different types.
I know,
You can't base it off
brother,
race.
bro, I get what you're saying, but the structure of authority was put in place by your enemy,
Right.
and he's
When
abiding
you
by
say
the
the
rules.
enemy, though, you can't just say it's a white man.
The Bible just told you that. The Bible just told you that, brother.
That is a white. Our enemy is a white man.
28.
No, hold on, and
He's not alone.
That's
Hold
it.
on. And this is to my camera. This is to my camera. This is a common question. Because a lot of times you'll hear us talk about the white man a lot. But that's only because he's the primary aggressor. He's not alone. He's not alone. Keep on, brother.
There's black presidents, Mexican presidents,
Yeah, that's right.
Indians,
That's right.
Asian.
Gotta read about it.
Yeah.
This is the book of Psalm, chapter 83, and verse 6.
Bring it out.
The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites.
Who are they? They are the current people who you would call a Arab. Arab. You know Muhammad, Islam, he's an Ishmaelite.
So that he's an oppressor.
He is. Now, do you know about something called the sub-Saharan slave trade? Right. So that was when they had our people essentially in slavery in the northern, eastern, western part of Africa. They were kidnapping us and taking us to the Middle East and parts of Asia. These were the Arabs and the East Indians, primarily, and the Africans, the Hamites, right? And
But I mean, they're getting oppressed by the own people.
now, what if now hold on, I'm gonna blow your mind. What if I could tell you that we are in every nation? Do you know who the Kikuyu people are of Africa and Uganda and Kenya? They're the Negroes in that area who were the victims of the sub-Saharan slave trade. They were also the victims of Muhammad when he did something called the Arab conquest of the Maghreb, when he took his armies into the northern, eastern, and western parts of Africa, and they forced us to convert to Islam through threat of death.
That's
Bring
not,
that
that's
out.
not, that's of Satan. That's of Satan.
Right.
That's
Now,
not
now I have a question. What does Satan mean?
Satan. I see it. I don't know the definition. I see it as
Okay. I recommend, brother, whenever you encounter a word, make sure you know what it means. Satan means adversary.
Devil me.
That's why when we say the white man's the so-called devil, devil just means deceiver or liar. The same reason why you think you're Mexican and I thought I was black. A white man told you that. And if it wasn't a white man who told you, whoever learned who they were, eventually, if you trace it back far enough, it's going to get to the oppressor. Whether they're Spanish, English, British, and I could bring out evidence that the Brits, the real Welsh, Irish, Scots were all black people.
Right.
I have a question.
I got 2 minutes.
That was 2 minutes. Dark days.
Cool.
Who is this person? Right there. Who's that? That's King James. He's a black man. You don't believe me? Who's this person? King Charles I, nicknamed Black Boy. Ruler of England, France, Wales, Ireland, Scotland, all at the same time.
So they was originally inhabitants of the continent.
Correct.
They were born there. Their parents, lineage was born there and everything.
It's not about where you're born. It's about who you are according to your bloodline. Because you can go anywhere. If you were to move to Afghanistan today, would you be an Afghani? No. Now, I have a question, and it goes along the lines of what we've been saying. If you have children in Afghanistan, is your child now Afghanistani or Afghani? Is he now?
If you marry a white woman and you have a kid in Afghanistan, what is it?
There's a white woman when you had a kid, and I had a kid.
Yeah, that's a mind fuck, man. Don't do that to him.
No, but let's be honest here.
No, so
Is
you
your
say-
child
No,
Afghan?
because he has my blood. He's not. he
Boom,
doesn't
there
have
you
it.
go. You got your blood.
You got it. You got
There you go.
it. Somebody give me numbers 1 and 18
I get
before
what
you
you're
leave.
saying, but that don't mean that culture can't accept that as their child.
No, they can accept it. There's no issue with that. What I'm trying to tell you is how God sees you. That's what I'm
You
saying.
can't change your DNA.
Correct.
You can sin from.
Yeah,
You could be somewhere you want to
agree
be.
with that.
Like an apple tree, you take it to China, it's going to be a Chinese apple tree? No, it's just
Yeah.
going to be an apple tree, right?
Go
I
ahead.
mean,
Go
you
ahead.
get into that. We got
Oh,
different
man,
types of.
come
They got
on,
different
man.
types of genealogies for the apples too.
What are you gonna call me?
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their poll.
So you are who your father is. That's why Christ is called the root of that sprang out of David. Because David is from the tribe of Judah, and the promises of eternal rulership were made with David's son. And you remember, God said, it's in 2 Samuel. Can somebody get that for me? The promises that were made to David for Samuel. You gotta go?
Yeah, I gotta go.
Damn, man.
So what can I call this? Like, what do y'all?
We are the Hebrew Israelites. Yes, sir.
It's a pleasure. Hey, hold on 1 second, brother. What's that one? Oh, you did?
Yeah, I got God bless, man. And God's name is not God. God's name is Yahweh.
Hey, Frank.
That's the name of your God, and his name is dreadful to the heathen. Right? So we come out on these corners to let blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians know that we are the real Israelites.
That's right.
You have enemies. And yes, I'm talking about the white man walking around on stolen land. The same white man who used to lynch your forefathers and rape your grandmothers. That same red devil. It's him. And his woman. They had a law that had to be passed here in America because a white woman was killing black babies in the crib. It's called the Casual Killing Act. But most of you don't know that because you don't read any books. That's why the Bible says, blessed is he that readeth. And most of you are cursed because you're dumb as hell. Now, as soon as we started saying that salvation isn't for everybody, that's when the gears start to grind and slowly stop. Because our people have a bleeding heart for everybody but their own. They'll say, what about the white man? The most egregious criminal and offender on the planet. Or his own people, for that matter.
Right.
Didn't even ask about his own brothers. But that goes to show the ways of the Grecians our people prefer best of all. And it's a sad thing. Now, I can't help but notice that most people are swayed by how people look. We're here to tell you that you can literally be a purple Martian. If your father is an Israelite, you are an Israelite.
Right.
It ain't about how you look. Most of our people don't understand that because they are caught up in the system that was created around them as a prison. That's why we have to let our people know that the concepts of black and white were created in the 1600s. The white man didn't always refer to himself as such. Our brothers from Mexico were not always referred to as such. Our brothers from all throughout South America, etc., etc., Canada, wherever we are. We used to know ourselves by our actual name, the Israelites. But because we are now subjugated to our enemies and we go to them in one of all things, we don't know who we are. Can somebody give me Jeremiah 17:4? And somebody else get me Hosea 4:6. Because our people are destroyed. Come. Whoever got it.
I just wanted 17:4 for Jeremiah.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever.
Right? This is what we're trying to tell our people. You've been discontinued from who you really are, the God that is yours to serve. Brother, you got time for the Bible?
Hey, King.
King, you got time for the Bible? But you got time to conduct an imaginary concert. I'm going to tell you, man, when Yahushua return, man, niggatry is going to be a thing of the past. It's going to be gone. Brothers walking around rapping to themselves, rapping on corners, looking like damn fools. Not understanding, you used to be viewed as a literal king. When the Queen of Sheba visited Solomon, she couldn't even tell who the real king was because we were all so noble in our appearance and our behavior. She thought every man she ran into was a damn king. And this was a queen of another nation. That's why us being discontinued from our heritage has destroyed us. And we just had a young brother with fire in his heart pour a bucket of water on it for the white man. And that is not uncommon. And they were so hung up over that sign of Cesare Borgia that I thought that other brother was going to really start some trouble. I thought he was going to start some real friction. Because he was talking about it's wrong, it's blasphemy. But the thing is, we're calling it a blasphemy as well. Because that's not how our Messiah looked. And these nations know it. But The reality is you have to go to your enemies in one of all things, and your enemy is not going to give you the truth of who you are. But who's holding Hosea? You got it?
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6.
Bring it up.
My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest unto me, no Salakia, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children.
So the Most High God is making it plain. You forgot my law. You cast my instructions behind you. That's cool. I'm going to turn my face from you and see how things turn out. And when our enemies saw that the favor of the Most High God was no longer upon us, they rolled on us very sore. And here we are today in captivity. Face down, posterior up, getting run through by all these nations. And even in this downward facing position, Jake is still talking about, what about the white man? What about the person who has put me through the most hell on this planet? What about him? How come he can't go to heaven? And fuck that up too.
You know what's wrong, brother?
The cold part is I'm almost get to like the picture of, you know, they beat us on the plantation, right? And then they try to trick us, right? Go ahead, nigga, you can leave. And we so broken that we like, nah, master, I love you, master. I want to stay, master. I want to keep serving you, master. That's kind of like, you know, what you describing here.
That's exactly what you said. After the move, they just stayed here.
Yeah, they just stayed.
So it's like, you know, our people don't want that smoke. They're like, you know what? Because honestly, this is what I see when my brother walk by. He just being a plain dude. He practicing basketball skills. You telling him, hey, man, be a warrior. Stand up for your people. And our people are like, nah, master, I don't know. Because think about it. Even Esau has been coming out and telling our people, oh, no, yeah, Jesus was black. And it's almost like our oppressors got to beat it into us for us to even try to begin to accept it. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to bring that point out.
They don't have to teach it into it. It's because the oppressor said it, we'll believe it. But you see one of us is saying, we're not going to believe each other. Well, I'm speaking on like, because there's been, I see some Edomites debate us or whatever, right? And they'll say, well, yeah, Jesus was black. They'll say,
It's all right, but I don't know where.
They don't agree with it. They don't want to just come out and be like, yeah, Jesus was black. Right. You know what I'm saying? So some of us will accept it, and when they hear, you know, Uncle Sam say, yeah, some of our people, they so broken, it don't matter what color he was. What did you want?
You got it?
What did you want?
Yeah, the brother's fine. Hold on. I think he got it. Basically, where it says, like when a rich fellow speaks, everyone listens. But when a poor man says something, they say, "What fellow is this?" Or "Who is this nigga?" You know what I'm saying? It's somewhere earlier in Sirach. Sister, if you're Native Hispanic, you are a princess on earth, the most beautiful woman on the planet. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you are God's chosen people.
Sirach 13:23.
All praises. Thank you, brother.
You was in 13.
Sirach 13, chapter 23.
Bring it out.
Or verse 23, Salakia. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look what he saith. Thou exalted to the clouds. But if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him.
Ain't that the realest shit you've ever heard about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians? If it's a rich person talking, everybody quiet. Everybody saying, brother, that's so deep. You should write a book. But if you broke and you spit some real hard facts, our people be like, man, who is this nigga? We don't want to hear that shit, nigga.
Put your ass to the back.
Who told you to talk? You broke. You mad. Your mama black. You know what I'm saying? Your shoes raggedy, all that. You get roasted in front of your people for spitting some real shit just because you broke. Yep. Man, that's the spirit, brother. Our people say prophesy smooth things. They want deceit. They want to be lied to. That's why, like Brother Manawashi is talking about, you know, we're trying to tell this brother to stand up, be a man, and be a warrior for your people. And most of all, for your God. But he's trying to find every reason to stay in daycare. where he can play with the white man and build sandcastles that the white man gonna kick over every time they get finished. Not understanding that this place is not your rest. This kingdom is not your heaven. This is their heaven. That's why the more we talked about how heaven works and how it's going to be built, the more he wanted to leave. Because he was pulling that phone out like time was about to evaporate in and of itself. And that's the spirit, because it is. The final visitation is upon us. And in that day, Yahweh Shai going to stand before him and say, man, you gave away my knowledge, the knowledge of God that our Father gave us for the white man. You really have to let that sink in. You're trading away the kingdom of heaven to be part of the first fruits. To literally say, what about the criminal who's been afflicting me? That's on the same level as Esau trading away the birthright for a bowl of damn soup. People don't even understand that. When you talk about what about the white man, you trying to throw the blessing that God gave unto Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob back in God's face. Because if they can't come, I don't want it. And it's a damn embarrassment.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, and verse 9.
You know.
That this is a rebellious people, lying children, children that will not hear the law of the Lord, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. Get ye out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us.
And that's what our people do. Because guess what? When you serve God, God has standards. And that means you got to keep his laws. And you got to do it thankfully and happily. You can't be coming into work every day, frowning with your head down, head in your pockets, talking about, yeah, sure, I'll keep the law. I guess I won't eat pork, but I really want to, though. If that's how you're keeping the laws of God, you are best going back in the world and just living a life. Because Yahweh Shai said it in Revelations 3. He would rather you be hot or cold. And if you're hot, stay on fire. But if you're cold, stay cold. And find a way to become hot. Because if you're lukewarm, you're going to get spat out. And most of you are nothing but a damn loogie on the damn sidewalk now. And you don't even understand because you've been spat out. And most of you have been spat out into the world. You don't even have a church group to call co-conspirators in your ignorance. That brother said that essentially he ain't even going to church. But here's the thing. We don't go to church either because we are the church.
All right. That's right.
Sister, you got time for the Bible today? My beautiful sister from likely the tribe of Issachar, if you're Mexican. The hardest workers on the planet. Who build all the buildings and the roads, cook all the food. You an Israelite sister. You better than the so-called white woman who hate on you at work.
That's right.
Who report you for everything you don't do and everything you do. See, and she smiled because she knows it's true. Our sisters, most of all, know it's true. Because I have a job now where I work with a bunch of white women. I'm going to tell you. White women are some of the most predatory animals on the planet. If they view you as weaker than them, they will prey on you until there's nothing left. And that's the truth. That's why they had something called the Casual Killing Act, because a white woman was strangling our babies in the crib. Most of the time when our babies got fed to alligators, it wasn't just because the white man was so evil. It's because the white woman was like, hey, take this nigger baby from this nigger slave that slept with my husband. Emmett Till. Bam. I'm going to tell you. And now they finding all these white women touching on the kids.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, these teachers going in, and most of them are white women, and they hanging out with these teenage black boys. Because, see, even as a teenager, a black boy is more of a man than a white man at full age.
That's right. Hey, that's why they're giving us, that's why they're charging us as adults. We're 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 years old.
That's why when they come to you, you could be 12 years old with a BB gun. They roll up and shoot you in 2 seconds.
They treat you as a man. All of that. They fight you like a man.
I'm going to tell you, they treat Jake like he Thor when they show up as the cops. They show up like they about to fight the fucking Avengers.
Hey, but ain't that the truth?
And it be a nigga in his pajamas. Don't even know the cops outside. How did Botham John die? White woman broke in his apartment and shot him while eating ice cream in his underwear. Tell me I'm lying. See, everybody thinks that we tell jokes, but we just make the truth more palatable. Because if we told it the way it really was, we should have pitchforks, forks, and torches because of what you've done to us. The lambs that you steal, the blood that you spill. But that's the reality of where we're at. We're behind enemy lines, and we got those of our own bloodline saying, what about the enemy? How come I can't invite his daughter back to my barracks? How come I can't join hands with one of their sons and build a business?
No, you brought a good point. Now they're finally doing slightly of a due process for us by doing the DNA test and finding out several white women, girls that blame these athletes, black boys, are raped and they ain't raped.
Now, Brother Dahlia just brought out something. They're exonerating a lot of our people because they're doing DNA testing and we ain't raped nobody. But in the midst of that, they always want to bring out something that slings mud on us. Remember that lacrosse issue where that black girl got raped by that lacrosse team all those years ago? They're bringing out that she lied. But when you look at the sister, she got blue eye contacts in, blonde hair on her head, sister destroyed. See, whenever they admit the truth, they got to bring you along and say, see, you guilty too, nigger. You're guilty just like us. The accuser of our brethren, who accuse us before the Father day and night. That's why I had to make the distinction. We're not in this position for the same reason. They're in their position.
Remember they let that white boy get off that raped the black girl on the campus behind the damn garbage can?
Yeah, you're talking about Brock Turner. I remember him. He raped a girl who was passed out in an alley by a dumpster. Not only did they not derail his swimming career, they didn't even kick him out of school.
Nope.
Didn't even send him to prison.
Them motherfuckers send that nigga to graduate school.
As a matter of fact, they probably gave him a damn medal.
Yep.
See, you blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, man, you gonna learn, man, these motherfuckers hate you, man. And they're willing to torpedo their entire kingdom just so that they can get one more lick on you. And we read that earlier in Revelations 12. Because seeing that their end is near, they're going to persecute us all the harder.
We're going to bring that out later. Okay. Actually, you bring it out later.
I got a point, though.
You're 48 and 17 is like
I got a point to what you're saying, though. Just to elaborate what you were saying.
Not only do they, you know, you're saying that basically they find out that that how we're accused of things that we're innocent of, they got to rope us into the coons of our people who followed in their same footsteps and committed the same atrocities by blaming or accusing people of the same thing, right? And I agree. I like you. I've seen a lot of our sisters where they trying to follow Esau, and Esau's trying to follow them and beat them. But the cold part about it is, if they do it 5 times and we do it once, they'll invalidate everything that they did do 1,000,000 times by that one time that we did. You know, and I just wanted to elaborate that because there's a time, I don't know if you remember, we were talking to one of our elders, right? And he was trying to walk down the street, and we like, yeah, this is what they do to us. They hang us, they kill us, they put knees on our neck, they lock us up, they give us the drugs. Hey, ain't no peace over here, Esau. Ain't no peace, brother. Ain't no peace. Do I look like I'm happy walking on stolen land?
I want to say this. I will dap you up, Mr. White Man. I will give you a hug when you're in slavery. Before you pick your first bag of cotton. When I can use your wife to warm up my bed, I'll give you a dap. And then I'll dap you up when I give her back. She's all yours, Captain. Come.
Just to land my plane, I'm saying, we was telling that elder, hey man, they keep killing us. And he said, well, what about us? We keep killing each other. Immediately. And I had to go to work, but I made a little bit more time just to have that conversation, rebuke that elder. And that's the cold part, because he just used the same line of invalidation that they use. We say, our lives matter. They say, all lives matter, or blue lives matter. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna let my plane there.
Come, right? We got a few scriptures to bring out. And we off the lesson right now, because you know what? I ain't gonna lie, man. That vexes my damn spirit, man. For a brother to walk away from the only source where he getting this truth of the Bible, just so that he can say, you know what? At least I'm at peace with the white man. At least they still love me. Meanwhile, God is saying, I hate these people. Most of all, forever. We didn't even get a chance to get to that because the brother was jumping around so much because he was thinking, if I ask enough questions, I'll get him with the get you gotcha. I'll have him scrambling and scraping, as Diddy so eloquently put it. For the wrong reason. Right? Right, but we're going to get some scripture, right? Go ahead and get it, brother.
Jeremiah 48, verse 10. Cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully, and cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood.
Most of our people, most of
Test, mic test. Right, most of our people are cursed because they're doing the work of the Lord deceitfully. And what easier way to make you do the work of the Lord deceitfully than to tell you God loves everybody and you can't hate anybody? That is the easiest way to have you out here thinking that you're serving God, meanwhile you're serving Satan. Satan meaning adversary, your biggest adversary being obviously the devil incarnate, the white man. Right? But can somebody go ahead and grab me? Get me 2 Maccabees chapter 4 and verse 15 through 16. We bring this out every damn week. But we have to keep bringing it out only because our people love these folks so much that they're willing to spit in the face of their own God to appease their slave master, who ironically God put over them. If you read Isaiah 10, it'll fill you in why these heathen have their damn foot knee deep in your ass. But go ahead and get the scripture, brother.
The book of Psalms. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 73 and verse 5. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore pride compasseth them as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. The book of Psalms, chapter 73 and verse 5. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment.
So the Bible is letting you know, you blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, you real Israelites, there's a reason why if you steal from Walmart to feed yourself, you're not only facing jail time, you're facing being banned from Walmart and fines. But let the white man steal from Walmart to feed himself. They'll drive him around the corner and drop him off and tell him best of luck to you, sir. Our people, killers like Dylan Roof, can murder our people in cold blood, kill 9 of our elders in a church on a Sunday. And then they'll take him to Burger King just to make sure he's not too hungry before they process him at the station. But the Bible lets you know they're not in trouble as other men. But you blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, and you scattered Israelite peoples of the diaspora, you're going to find this out firsthand the world over. Because now they're about to make thought crime an actual crime. And they've already started in Europe. Yep, if you're praying in public, if you're posting on social media, if you adhere to an ideology that they brand associated with terrorism, they're going to start cracking down on people. And by people, I mean you niggas. And by you niggas, I mean you Israelites. Because you Hispanics and you natives think you're not black either. But once upon a time, under the color of law in the United States, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we were all classified as Negro, black, or nigger. It means the same thing. That's why it's in Acts 13 and 1. The original Christians at Antioch were called nigger. If you read the NLT, it literally says they were called the black man. Now, I'm not calling out anybody's name. To my sister who's listening, isn't this more that you've heard about the Bible than in your church? In 2 minutes, we're referring to more scriptures than your pastor has in his entire career. Why is that? When you're going to church to get spiritual guidance, why are you getting it from a few niggas on a corner? Because we're God's chosen people. How you doing, brother? Brother, are you Mexican by chance?
Yeah, but
You from the tribe of Issachar?
that's good for you. Look, you say.
Okay, all
Yeah,
praise.
I'm Mexican, but
You're an Israelite.
I'm the you.
That's right. You are brother, man.
Yeah.
We're the kings and the priests on this planet. That's why this planet is all fucked up. Because we're not in charge of it. You got servants upon horses giving orders. I would assume the first order of business would be to clean the very air that you have to breathe. Clean the very water that you have to drink. But instead, the white man's like, fuck it. We're going to let all the water run through pipes that are made of lead. We're going to make sure that you're taking all this birth control, ladies, so when you go to the bathroom, it ends up in the water table. And then you turn around and wonder why your son wants to put on a tutu and dance to Beyonce. They've destroyed the earth and they've destroyed us.
Hold up, did you talk about the canned goods? How they got estrogen in the can?
Man, look, if we get into everything that has estrogen in it, we wouldn't even be reading the Bible anymore. We'd just be reading a laundry list of shit that you can't even touch, let alone eat. Most people don't even know artificial lavender has phytoestrogens in it. So if you use a lavender-based detergent on your clothes, you're contaminating your body with phytoestrogens. It feminizes boys and causes cancers in women. Most of you don't know. Most black women don't even know the weave and the wigs you put on your head are carcinogenic. Because most of them are made out of petroleum-based products, meaning the gasoline you put in your car is the same thing you put on your head when you wear a wig or a bonnet or a weave, all of it. And the white man knows it. That's why he sells it in every neighborhood that you live in. See, it's a sad thing that the youth have to tell you these things because our forefathers and our fathers' fathers should have put us up on game. They should have let us know we have enemies and that our enemies are moving to destroy us. But instead, they told you to go to school and be a good citizen. In other words, don't cause no trouble for boss. Be a good nigga. And most of you are a good nigga on your best behavior, and you still get fired. And it never sets in that you are in the hands of your enemies. And you can never do enough, say enough, or be enough for them to be at peace with you. And that's because God said it, not me. But let's get back on these scriptures. Who's holding Maccabees, or First Maccabees 11 and 21?
Yeah, we're going to get that after this. Got it? Come. Yeah, 1. I'm sorry, 11. 16 again. 16. Yes, sir. 14, 15.
This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 11, verse 21.
Bring it up.
Then certain ungodly persons who hated their own people went unto the king and told him that Jonathan besieged the tower. Well,
No, you good. Keep going, brother. You can go. Now read it again. Read it again. That was weird.
this is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 11, verse 21. Then certain ungodly persons who hated their own people went unto the king and told him that Jonathan besieged the tower. Whereof, when he heard, he was angry and immediately removing.
That's it.
So the brother's about to go into more of how a coon betrayed his people and ran to them folks to tell of the Maccabees, right? The holy Levite brothers who rose up and opposed the Grecians. And through coming together with their people and keeping God's laws, they were able to throw off the yoke of oppression, despite every heathen nation coming together to stop. This is what we are facing. And the saddest part of it is that even though these folks do all this hardship to us, we still love them. We love them more than we love anyone else. That's why Brother Frank stood here and he asked, what about the white man, until he basically left. And it was 45 minutes of what about the white man? What about the white man? What about the white man? But the white man's going into slavery.
That's right.
And it's where he belongs. It's what he was created for. Job said he wouldn't even suffer them to be with the dogs of his flock. What that means is you white folks shouldn't even have dogs because you can't be trusted. Because who likes to have sex with dogs more than so-called white people? Nobody. I'm going to tell you, out of all the speakers, I'm that brother you don't want to run into. Because I'll touch on everything. I don't give a fuck. Because, and it's not a matter of bravado. It's a matter of letting the truth be spoken. Because a lot of times these people look you in your eye like they're your equal. Meanwhile, if they pull their phone out and you search their internet history, you'll see all types of kiddie porn. And they'll be telling you how moral they are. Meanwhile, they're committing sins worthy of death. But go ahead and get what you got, bro.
Second Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 15.
Bring it out.
Not sinning by the honors of their fathers, but liking the glory of the Grecians best of all, by reason whereof sore calamity came upon them, for they had them to be their enemies and avengers, whose customs they followed so earnestly, and unto whom they desire to be like in all things.
So our people prefer the ways of the so-called white man best of all. See, people don't realize when it says that we prefer the ways of the Grecians, you don't know who the Greeks are. That's why that doesn't alarm you. The Greeks used to engage in something called pederasty, where it was socially acceptable, dare I say, a mark of sophistication for a white man, or a man in general, to have a boy page no older than 12. And he would be both the companion and lover to that man. Last time I checked, that's called pedophilia. But the white man had it set in law. Why is that? Because he's the border of wickedness that's talked about in Malachi 1 and 4. He's the most profane, as said in Hebrews 12 and 16. But the problem with Jake is Jake don't read. And Jake sure as hell don't judge the white man according to the same standard that he judges his own people. So I'm going to tell you, I got folks in my family I'm still cut off from simply because we had a disagreement over man. Nigga won't talk to me for 3 decades. Nigga, you blew me out that game, you cheat. I ain't talking to you no more. I'm being hyperbolic, but y'all know how it is with black families, Hispanic families. It don't take a lot for them to cut you off. Am I lying, brother? I'm not lying. Don't owe nobody money in a black family. You'll never see that nigga again.
Hey,
brother, laugh. You know I'm telling the truth. Brother, come talk to us, man.
Hey.
You an Israelite, brother.
Hey, right. On the flip side of that coin, let you have some money. You the best person in the world.
Oh, shit.
Regardless of what you do.
Them niggas ain't talked to you in 3-4 years. All of a sudden they hear you done won the lotto. All of a sudden you the favorite nigga of the family. They tell me we always wanted to be like you. We always loved you. I thought about calling you, but something always came up.
Hey, let me give you another scenario. Got this locked.
Yeah. They'll say,
okay.
You need to do something better with your life. Your car is shit. Get a different job. They hit some hard shit, and most I get up with them. You like, you know what? I'm in a position to help you. I'm gonna help you to get on your feet. Oh my goodness, I was saying all this stuff about you. You've been working that job so long. Man, you a different kind of person. Man, to be there more than a year, more than 6 months. Are you giving me some money? Are you stripping and you giving me some money? You out there drug dealing, you giving me some money? They love you then. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk about him. He been helping us out. He been paying them bills. But he out there shooting and killing folks. No. Not my baby, not my son. He was a good boy. But he killed 11 people. But he was getting that bag and he was giving it to grandma now and mama now. You know what I'm saying? That's all I wanted to bring out.
Got Carmen cut up, but he was an angel. Yeah, he was an angel.
Y'all got time for the Bible today? Just 2 minutes. 2 minutes for the Bible? 2 minutes?
Lay it on me.
All praises. So y'all believe in the Bible?
I'll get rid of the mic.
Okay, so do y'all know that God has a chosen people in the Bible? Okay, so God's chosen people are the Israelites. Remember those people who were with him in the wilderness? With Moses, Moses said, let my people go? Those people were the Israelites, the sons of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So our question to y'all today is, who are they today? Are you an Israelite? So I have a question. Are you Mexican? Y'all Mexican?
like fifth generation here already.
You Mexican. So I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. Get caught in one of them ice things.
Duh.
Get caught up in one of them ice things. Your ass will be talking about I'm American from a damn bus stop in Mexico in Guadalajara. Talking about how I get back home. But the reason why we're out here, brother, is to let you know that the reason why the Mexican man can build all these roads, build all these buildings, cook all the food, raise everybody else's kids, and then be called lazy is because you're an Israelite. The same reason why they call black people lazy, and weren't we the ones in the slave trade? Last time I checked, slaves worked really hard. But yet, after doing all that work, we want a small break and they call us lazy. What if I told you that we're all the same people? Wouldn't that make more sense?
Hold on. Who's we?
When we say we're talking about the Israelites, right? So we want to bring something out to you, right? I want to show you why we are under all of those curses. Can somebody give me Deuteronomy 28 and 15?
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So whoever the real Israelites are, if they don't keep God's laws, there's going to be curses on them.
Right.
I want to show you one of the curses that you admitted was on you when you walked up here. You didn't even know.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
So you came up here saying that you're American. You admitted, sister, that you're Mexican. But who called you American? America. Who leads and basically heads America? Who's the authority here? Is it a black man? Well, I mean, do black people run America? How about Mexican people? Puerto Ricans? How about white people? Yeah, those people. How about the Spanish? Didn't they call y'all Mexican? Spanish called y'all Mexican? The Spaniards? The conquistadors, right? Is he any different from a white man who came from Britain or Australia? But there's no difference. They come from the same fathers. You're right. So we're trying to tell you, brother, that we're all under these curses because we call ourselves black. Did you know black and nigger mean the same thing? Now you see why they don't mind us calling ourselves black. Did you know that same word's in the Bible? It's in Acts 13 and 1. Somebody get that for me? And get it in the blue letter and then have the NLT next to it. Right? Well, go ahead and get what you got, brother.
Not too much.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign, and for a wonder, and upon the sea forever. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee.
So during slavery, have you seen those pictures of blacks and Hispanics having those metal collars on their necks as they pick fruit, cotton, and all those things? Yeah, he's got it right here, brother. This happened to both of us. The Bible literally said that this would be a sign that you could reference so you would know who the real Israelites are. Now, what if I told you that the people who are your blood descendants or relatives all around the earth bear these same issues? Do you know who the Kikuyu tribe is in Kenya? It is a tribe within in Africa of Negroes, because the Negro is not an African. The Africans are Hamites, according to the Bible. They come from the children of Ham. We come from the children of Shem. And if you need proof of that, I got a dictionary for you. I got you. This is from the Zondervan Bible Compact Dictionary. This is the entry for Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. I have a question. You know what they call black people in Africa? They call us Akata. It means cotton picker. Why would our brothers call us that? because they're not our brothers. Now, if we knew we were one family, where's that picture at with the tribes? If we knew we were one family, do you think we would be working at Taco Cabana, at Best Buy? You think our brothers would be up at 3 in the morning fixing up a bridge that nobody asked for on I-35? No. You know why? Because we would have all came together and we would have thrown off the yoke of oppression. I wouldn't let my brother go into slavery, and I know you wouldn't either. But if you don't know I'm your brother, how can you defend me?
Hold on one second.
Right? So we're out here to let blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians know that we are the people of the Bible. The reason why, no matter how hard you work, and I know you know this on the job because y'all are Mexicans. Y'all work harder than everybody, know it more than anybody. You train your boss. And then when you ask for a promotion, what they tell you? Oh, well, you were late once 2 years ago. So, yeah, you can't be the boss.
No, you know what? That's not even an excuse. All the Mexicans I know, they on time. They early.
Yeah.
What they'll do is they'll give them a BS excuse, to your point, pretty much, and they'll bring in a cousin, and you'll train them how to be the boss.
And I'm going to go a step further. It's usually a person that you saw before, hanging out at the front of the business. He might walk in once, every so often and leave. You don't know who he is, but for some reason, he walks in and talks to your boss. He goes in the office to have his conversations, but your boss comes to talk to you at your desk. And then all of a sudden, you get fired and he gets promoted to your position. That happened to me. I built a whole IT service desk. I'm a nerd by trade. And guess what? As soon as I got done building everything, they fired my black ass. And I was walking out the door, and the white man was setting up his laptop in my chair. These are the curses that we're under. So I have a question. As Bible believers, what should you be doing to be righteous in the eyes of God? Somebody get me? What you say? Say it again. Say it into the mic.
Say it into the mic. Into the mic. We need it loud.
Follow the commandments.
You damn right. Keep the commandments. Somebody give me Deuteronomy 28:1. Because I'm going to tell you, all those curses that are in Deuteronomy 28:16 through 68, they can't happen if we keep God's commandments.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all the nations of the earth.
So if we keep God's commandments, like I said, you won't be paving somebody else's road. You won't be working a 14-hour work week. All these things will be a thing of the past. So I have a question, right? Jesus Christ, does he love everybody? Yes. Okay, cool. So I want to read two things. Because did Jesus Christ come to do the things that are written in the Old Testament according to God? Okay, cool. So we're going to get some witnesses in the Old Testament, then we're going to get some witnesses in the New Testament. And I want to show you that Jesus is this guy. You know who that is? That's a real guy, a real man. His name is Cesare Borgia, son of Alexander, the sixth Pope of Rome, of the Borgia family, otherwise known as the Borgia Crime Syndicate. Cesare Borgia was a murderer. He killed his own brother. He engaged in incest. He slept with his own sister. He was a pedophile and a homosexual. The man who painted his likeness, Leonardo da Vinci, was his lover. Now I have a question. Knowing who the white man is there a better mascot for him than that guy right there? And the brother shakes his head no, because it's the truth. Nothing wrong with admitting the truth, brother. Nothing wrong with it.
Pop it in a Google. Cesare Borgia. See that face pops up? See that?
Checks out, right?
Right there at the top. See the name on fire? I put Jesus. I put Cesare. It tells you his day, live and died.
Give me Amos 3.
I already got it.
You got it? Oh, praise. Go in there.
Oh, what you got?
You good, bro.
I just had it.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which are brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
Con. So the Most High God makes it plain through the prophet Amos that he only knows the Israelites. Shalom, brother. Brother Dali off the set. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
That means peace be with you. You've heard people say shalom, right? It means the same thing, right? But I want to show you that not only is God only dealing with us alone, but the Bible says it all the way throughout the entire book. Go ahead and get that for me in a second.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 5, and verse 27.
Get out.
And among all the multitudes of peoples, thou hast gotten thee one people, and unto this people whom thou lovest, thou gavest a law that is approved of all. And now, O Lord,
So the Most High God has gotten himself one people, right? Actually, while you're in the neighborhood, go to 6 and 54, man. Yeah, let's go ahead and get it.
You may go ahead and get Psalms 147, 148.
Yeah, get that.
the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 54. And after these, Adam also, who thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and also, Salakia, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. As for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said, they are nothing.
They are what?
They are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and has likened them to the abundance, Salakia, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
Have you ever been drinking a bottle of water and some of the water slips down the corner of your mouth and it falls on the ground? Do you take a paper towel, try to get it up and squeeze it back in the bottle? No. That's how God feels about every other group of people.
Right.
And I'm talking about nations that are not Israelites.
Right.
Now, would your opinion of this book change if you knew that growing up and you knew you were an Israelite? It would. You would live and die by this book the same way we want to now. Because once we found out this truth, it made sense why our lives are the way that they are. Why you are in so much hardship. Why your family is in so much turmoil. We can go into the curses that we read in Deuteronomy 28. I can show you why your auntie hates your other auntie. I can show you why you got an estranged uncle who abandoned his family and just left. I can show you. It's in the Bible. It's all part of the curses. I can show you why we packed the prison. Somebody give me that in Isaiah 42 and 22.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 147, verse 18. He sendeth out his word, Salakia, verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. Verse 20, he hath not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known thee. Praise ye the Lord.
Right. So the Most High, or the brothers letting it be known that the Most High God showed his judgments and his statutes unto us and no one else. Right? Isn't that the reason why when you get pulled over by the police, you're worried about dying? But when the white man gets pulled over, he want to fight the cops and box and argue and shit and get out the car.
He pulling out guns.
Yeah, he pulling gun. Have you seen videos of the white man literally with a gun in his hand and the cops are still trying to talk to him and reason with him? They somehow shoot him in the foot or in the leg, but let you have a damn BB gun.
Not even.
They will light your ass up like they lighting up the 4th of July, bro.
Hey, don't give them your ID. See how fast they beat your ass. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get to go, I don't agree to search and seizure. You don't have those rights. But your enemy does. But that's because they're not in trouble as other men, like the Bible says. Right? Brother, give what you got.
You gotta go? Oh, of course, man.
You want me to get that?
Yeah, give him a call.
12?
No, get Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
Still holding it? Still holding it?
As y'all go, the brother's going to read something to y'all. Because I want to show you why when you watch boxing, you want to see a black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. When you watch soccer, you want to see our people. When you even have cooking. If you see a white woman bring something to a potluck, what do? You see that raisin in the potato salad, you be like, what the fuck is this? This sister know what I'm talking about. But that's because we're special people. We're above everybody else, and we're about to prove it as y'all walk.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God, and the Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So y'all, we about to get out of here. But that's in the spirit that we got to finish off on that point. We are above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Scientists are even coming out and saying no other group of people could have survived slavery the way that we have. If you look at eugenics, they've proven that we have denser muscles, we have more slow twitch and fast twitch muscles, we have better communication to our muscles, which is where rhythm comes from. See, again, people don't realize, man, the white man been trying to find out why you so special, Jake.
Hold on, brother. Are you telling me that it's medically impossible so that they're actually having seizures?
Correct. In a sense, yes. There's a reason why. When Jake know a new dance, the white man got to stand in front of his mirror at home and practice it for 3 hours a day.
Day and night.
And then when he finally know how to do the stanky leg, he show up at the club 10 years too late. It is what it is, man.
Still doing the worm.
Yeah, he's still doing the typewriter and hammer pants and shit. Talking about, look what I can do. But you Israelites, you go above and beyond to try to give your gifts away to these other nations. And after they learn your ways, they spit in your face. And then you have the audacity to come back to your own people and point at all the things we do wrong. Meanwhile, these other nations don't give a fuck about you. Damn shame. But either way, you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, y'all are God's chosen people.
That's right.
Repent, for the time is at hand. Right? And we're going to go ahead and salute out of here. Call halal Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam Yasharala.
And Abad Babal. Say that shit with some heart, y'all. Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam Yasharala.
All praise.
Yeah, buddy. Oh, man.